sports. This is sports.
Alright, mama call by the Fakye TV mreno na so say transi edi aguri mo semba baby rabbit TV ara mrena no miensa aboy de apao simano ba konane ye bana ya baby din komo na ye fieda koma ye de eba no emu de ye papa ne entra na ye mrewram na mbo na ntoto ne koye pa etimi emfa mount on join ye and our joining live on Fakye TV on Facebook. Over search on Satoswa. Wa like it, wa share. Now wa comment. Akase jumadi no. Ya no need dia dande ina. E boa man to you know. E day kama pray to me at the mountain on Facebook no. Oba o comment no. Making Kate me area ma wa kwenya. Zobe join here on WhatsApp line no. Na o the message bia. E ramu 8 na ne ma de ye pa. Etimi e de ama kama na to you know. Etimi akoye mi di no. E ABOU DIABY takinwa odobeko amanone na Victor Boniface apomodin akwa kudu Milan empatemo videos out on eba or joining AC Milan na Peter Lufai legendary Nigerian goalkeeper on ero mujana kwa na me say Taribo West akodin komobi he wa siasa 700 tempa ye brand ye reramo me no kasa iri gaka tofo ya bomodin amatu na shase ye krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko against Pando, Heart of Alliance. Ye brother the update aurora afio etimi edi abrel and you may give back website to us but out of folk na FIFA abomodin abande almost said the next 3 seasons no omuntimi nye signings omo de krata aba ye brother ye remo na ye diun komo akenkan bia mo hu said the name no esi etie Habi Mohammed Gabriel baby obi a rechin speed recovery ABOU Kofi Philip eteni CMC Managerial Caesar and our face on a display. And as Obuna, I can't be more Jumadino, yet me Eddie Abrel. Now, Yerana, Yamna home quick, ye quite about pet, the Akabi remedy. Man, I'm on Richard and Kamenechi Urama Siawa, DB Junior, and Swaki Madi Abuma, or near Q Lamo, the program's manager Be Kuku Quacha, a Boachman Madida the Adamantera, or quick Yabaya pet, stood up Yaba caught now man on Insemo, at Trasuria man, and there Friday, thank God is Friday. Yabasisia.
Took you both in one cruel ride, from Passos de Ferreira to Liverpool nights. You carry dreams and cleats and floodlights, a nation's pride, a husband's vow. We never thought we'd say goodbye, not here, not now. We lay our hearts at Anfield gates, flags at half-mast sorrow waits. In fire and flame, echoes remain, brothers taking love and pain. Tires burst, a moment slip, took 2 champions on a faithful trip. Yet every goal, every road lives in stadiums for...
Alright, yeah, Bobo de na yet me at us on our born animal to the Imperial Mount Johnny or Queen Sobe Johnny live on a Fakye TV. Now, boy, Nanema did the Imperial Timera, dear Incomo. I'm another Sere Baramo Macase Friday Pia. Ohe ya honfa de no series fe ho anefe no esi etieno na chese BJ Designs tirie BJ Designs BJ ye solid ni juma no bona no edin ni ze ye rabe kushia na African printing ko a na de be kodia e wozo obo modena ni BJ edin komo no pam show izanzo e designer odamufo na juma no obo no ya de ano edin papa ko fo bona ba so no ko na e designer orunfo nyi sende no timehwe no ahunze we ne size ni nie ono nso nko an yo bi a yemfa se kan konku gina no so ansa na wapam watade na etime de amaw sanse ni juma no ho te le kembe ka choze obejeja mu yompo na we ne kama pa etime de amaw edine no ze fa no schools awodo na eno nso echi churches awodo na and after organizations awodo na and am pese mo Friday we no mo ye na ye kama ya kono edema mo ye fe pa dia bj ene boa etu ana ma bon wura kama so no etimi area ma na edwuma no wote na onko na barrister ho a obu edwuma ken o ze barrister ni di na ye friend say
ono the distributor baby also ade ne ko bi ebedru
barrister the distributor am matis yes you di back bo bere no me de shentu
sa
ndo be ba na me di agye
also fresh so
yeah na drinking master so
drink
onim no ho the drinking master who's adia enwa pa
is James won crofo
was squad pa baby girls be brave
so
baby girls be brave ba kona me friend the drinking master
oba mum the drinking master and wakobo kapen na
oh debi echibu o
na mka se bia odi na pi
dabi na ze me do nim ze me ko bibia ko bibia
o ka se minima minima
ene so me dawase masse ba ne masse bema Confo diadase.
Uko fie ma ware no am se ekom de.
O e no ma.
Am ye se
si wona bra be didi. Man kofonte, catch up no monte. Say na no pay, massive money fee.
Ene anopai. Ye ba adwuma nyame nko a.
Nyame nko a dey.
Enu anadwo asem anka esi ha.
And wa also.
And the Lord be kan ye.
Me wie dey be kan adi big games
na ma.
More pen 0243 203144 0243 203144 oko pankrono market wa onko no BJ Designs or your heavy rough on the baby girls in ejuma or more bono with the darling boys in ejuma keto akra na daroma and a Friday be a pamni say to the ene en kasa Ghana baby obiano oto nenkra ono so bebo mo de no de ato amani mama ntu to nenkra no de ato amani mama kenza ma no ne de
e mo de brakoku na so e
me so bibia hihye yi there is a heart to folk for ni say no omo de omo ka no menim so omo ka bo ma ha si twia we ya na we so de de ko fifa na omo bu ogu omo so na we so eze fofrase aba omo coach na efe ni Reni Hindick no
okay
na yesi omo ze we ni na $150,000 enya de keto akra di kotokozo guso ne Lions bo to dem ami jamu ma na rewra mu okoba on ujeja mu yompo okoba na maba beto aso
Mate, brother says on Friday. Now you be breaking it down. Now you're touching it down. Now you're knocking it down. Now you're jamu yon power. I'm on same mom. Now mame Victor Boniface. Now you're fanchas here. Now I no pay my juma pi one who mom. After Senra, me take the long deal. At two name, I said, oh, moving from Leverkusen at 28 Simlan Pobokono. Now loan fee, I have 5 million euros with option to buy. After the loan deal, no Panaway, now team a friend Milan, and some person a permanent dealer, 24 million euros, and on Betria, at Jama Leverkusen Pobokono, and Pa, and the run at my touchdown. Ella, I want me patron Brian, ye for La Madonina Clinic, La Madonina Clinic, or and work in medical. No best what my camera, no I sign a contract, no best what my judge to jet, no best what I find, and no I have Victor Boniface, and I touch it down. Me patron tendency or Kotawako, I'm a player fine. No, my Ramo Bologna. Na minye tuma we mama e place no mo konya Olympic man say na ye do ma to transfer list back Jonathan Rowe anopa ye de to name aso ne Bologna team no aso din koma wie na wanya touch it down na ono na abo black or babe ni medical Bologna no we ni medical na obesign contract akosi 2029 with option for 2030 1.5 million euros and we're budgeting afibia now or passing medical there's a Jonathan Rowe ne deal a bad done or besign no best what my fine and no a dead by a jamom as a jamam or Jumadian na mammy Rama Fiorentina and your drum my mom. Nina said, "Oh, Rama Pina, well, right back at my Brighton. Your friend Tariq Lamte, Diamante, Ebe Pemo Fiorentina, not Opa Tumatumam, Diamante, as a Torino, as so Rama pass on the Pine Bar, Nanka, Tariq Lamte, Ebe Tumatumam, Nance report, I would say likely, as a Fiorentina, and a Tariq Lamte Beram, no Piaswa Twayakama, and no Edepa, Sans Opinion, Napoli, Scudet. Beto, Mona Moche, na Wataruma, Mobasa a defender, Mope maintain him, Mope Scooter 20 Pemana, was it Uramonapolia, Omakacha history, Napolia, Massa Enya is a pese, Senapoli Edge Serie A, na Omasa a defender, na contest a bear something, a bear very difficult, na Omu are prepared, Omu teams are so far, Omu so prepare, Omu ready for a yet Serie A, a Peshasia, no Pesai Kama, no Omu ever balancing Oma, one in a squad and all, Omun Comba François, Sir Papa at Jamoma, Pe defende, Amanapoli Timna Sanchez, Mamino Adra Bill, O Pecano Permit, and Mamin Sempi, Patu and them, Mamia, a friend of Veronique, Rabil, or no any agent, na me patro, ne Mamma Cocan Sempi, Etifa, or Roberto di Zerpi, as a coach in Paponinium, Nana Panacana so a day, a bass or limpy master, a pano casa manima, and a pano convention on the Mamino, or sending agent, a man be broca del, na coach no man trying to bunny ye, na no ma myself for ye, and yet the crew a band TV Danny tweet, na PSG, the Panu Westins are, na Essin way, na or can't coach a quan toquanom, a fast by him, na anopai, and Samba Totana, or Penam, or on so Pertuma, Admatima, me patron Olympic myself, Roberto di Zerbi, a swap on tem, adding Sempia Babatuka, was it or correspondent? Now I responded some. A normal mianu no jet to come. Was it Mamma or Rapil Motor forgot 2 things, and it was a son of mianu paying. Anna, Mamma Rathim was one. I didn't decide alone to silence him. And you know Roberto di Zerbi, or don't quite decided or pass a line in the panel, what in the patriot transfer. And then watching was some Mamma Wine one. Wakai, SM maybe on one in the panel, or man a captain, a man a poor panel. Na the watcher out in the panel, was him maybe or Paria, why an panel captain now to the Zerbi, what Timon on Cassan Pana, you're afraid to, and we and Saba Papa Jabba. Was in a cray on Pesa or Pecasa, na on Sano man in home, on Pesa or Perigrete, as a Adra Buco, na on more game this weekend, number M. Church Shimon, na players in Yanuko, I was some permanent replacement, na on pay a Jumatima, an Olympic Marseille, and no and summer, Roberto di Zerbi, Adia Tuta, your church, I'm breaking it down, as to Anti Amamo, na was on of inspiration, every PSG. See, you know, through a PhD taking decision, as almost that kind, normal be almost so be so, on permanent discipline, Juma, and her PhD drew, or my torso winning Champions League, and to some way a teammate, not some Kukuntakwam, no more normal discipline, a pay Juma, a pebble team, a normal Pietma name, and we and some more Pioneer to go, Mammy Ramo Lamin Jama. Master de Lamin Jama, we are the Ghanaian footballers, Mutipem. Bono, Moya Jessa Mutimi Ball. Let me Jama prepare for game or Paponi China against Levante. Na me patron preparation kwa wa Roma ya dressing Lamin Jama. Ye 23 yamano ni face nyano. I was so much essence and nimtimano. Let me Jama me patron boy with the Massa profono preparation before set omobo game. And let me jama ye dressing it is and what room or people game pia akwada we anya sika akwada we a star boy ampa akwada we party affair akwada we eje bi hwe obampo nye ni trimisa la mi jama no when you just see or prepare we and no prepare ni tina ma no ayim fanyini kama am a braso 25 na mami Pedri so achasema seba control dia atuma no mi ba me pa transfer poni akeche when the pass training session omo ya no player ball no different styles different controls, according ball bear movement, or different types, as to admire, and just a bus I'm for that no matter baby, I'm born free baba, or per control the Bona movie. I'm a best way come on. Now, my goalkeeper one Garcia, watch Barcelona first, watch a place, as or the Pon Mauta, men so baby, I'm born before Bianom, Jericho first, what to buy, Archipine, born into for baby and Tottenham, and we are Bassa goalkeeper, and one Garcia, and another trainer, or Pim Sevu Adma Barcelona, me patron team now after training, or Pennever Hands Flag, a banner all free, sportive, and answer, Sudade Sportiva, describes, or to try pictures with us support, or game on Papa referee, or Benjamin Film, referee Hernandez, and normal pointing on, as so the center referee for Barcelona, Omni Levante, Omugema, Omni Bepimso, or no any better center referee from a Piasoya Kama. Now, Urama Barcelona, board of directors, Yasom Buffum, at their offer beam worth of 80 million euros, every Chelsea, and Manchester United, Urama Barcelona, and some Perfemi Lopez. Now, Omo Perfemi Lopez, your sense of flick, Eric Chatty, yes, in July, Yamu, and pay 80 million euros, every Chelsea, and Manchester United buy him, and the flick one penny, and Mark Wodanenko, not Bassa board of directors, as a capable Barcelona, Papa, says so moment for that, a congested players in Dawson, now where the congestion moment for what, and a pay so, I'm a Moyhan, and watch Bassa about financial burdens, and Canoson, a Pemasi Casama, come on, DN team, and Hansi Flick Ampany, Arma Family Lopez, as to uncommon Nisikanon, and Adaba, now open never Hansi Flick, was it my Casado on Caswoman income, Nemum Jamete, ancestors offer me bar, Nessikamuyan, or Mobaje, no Mama Bueno, F Barcelona, no Persuade to come on, and Adaba, and the Madrid team training, our VAR Debas, be bear come on, or more prepare for Omgaman, or more on Sunday against Real Oviedo, and 100%, or be 100%, with the exception of players or more every injury bar. Kamavinga, Felon Mentem, Jude Bellingham, and Hendrick, or more an collective training, and no Edel Bambape. Yes, so far we reduce muscle mass, a mass so far we gaining speed. The sober Bajman, near Sua Shepherd, a son Mbappe, or Perso example, admit the rest of the teammates of Madrid, now go to Shaseba, not only the team, not be Persuya Kama, and we Mbappe, the Fina Soy Elbanon, and no Ultrama referee. La Liga, now Tomuya Tumanam, or Reverend Guzman, Mansilla, or no Mallorca Saltavico, and Hernandez, Mitama, Barcelona Levante, and Soto Grado, Atletico Madrid Elche, and no Edeba, ye church, Amu Edamam, na Mamin Fama Newcastle United, a Rob Alexander Selot, Atletico Madrid, as one more pair, says Newcastle, or move West strikers option, as so far Nipa. A striker baby and some, almost transfer visa, a papa, na visa Maya, almost Alexander Solot, almost him, as someone sa a pet macanom dinapa, no Piasso Kama, Renato Veiga, 22-year-old midfielder. When you are joining him, VRL, Dino Dan Mediamam. Now Chelsea at was summer 2024 from FC Basel, 14 million euros. And Chelsea Tonum or Omaton 29.5 million euros. Now Chelsea Tona and winter 2025 Omulon Echo Juve and Omo edit purchase option shame and then Omachan Kramanako and then I brought touch it down. Yellow Town, all penny medical. Oh, really, PPM, and that's why you church. I'm breaking it down. As for Adamo, no bear fine. Now, Manchester City, Edison, a goalkeeper, pump controller, and they are training, sir, or available for Tottenham game. Goalkeeper Edison, Epidem, Edamaman City, head of Omni Tottenham game. Now, Pep Controller, Busan Sopane, Manuela Kenji, and a Salvino, so far Omupako, and Ompatina. Pep say on tehwe na ono players no omugusu any players na onim de pesi de onim so omo prepare ombe podum bia so ayekama na Salvino Matteo Kovacic and Josko Guardiola Marcus Bettinelli omo and Pep confirm my ese omo ye outer omo entimi ensiakai na Pep ekasa was it Rodri still one the best player in the world na we kuna Pep ever so kaya yenti.
I don't have any doubt about his potential, quality. Still, so far, still is the best player in the world. I just want consistent Rodri. That's all. I don't have any doubt about his potential, quality. Still.
And no summer Pep and the 20% Rodri still one of the best player in the world. Now me the two and him as Rodri and a 4-4 Omo ready for Man City and a Tottenham gamer a better that this weekend and no a Premier League gamer a better that Rodri for 4-10 and no a deba me de emamo na Pep Guardiola and you busa so a revenge na money Tottenham game no you busa a revenge na okasa ba Spurs game no
Spurs at home last season. How much of a shock was that to you at the time, and are you sort of looking for revenge this time?
No, it's just another opportunity of revenge. Is no sense. So always, the Spurs have been a tough opponent for us, but this is a completely new season, and so start. So what happened in the past in good things is past. This what.
And no Pep and the chum sanya revenge and to more pian found to the team. As on the Tottenham game no her last season results or munyaya or for revenge or see that be. Now you pusana about so far a Man City transfer spendings. Pep I can't see.
Before, just what are your thoughts on that? Can it go on? Will continue to spend in the future as well?
So I don't know. I think the club spends because with the strict financial fair play rules, so with the Spanish because they can do it. And yeah, apparently it's not just Man City, right?
And you're Pep Guardiola, no. Now, Mammy Thomas Frank, Tottenham, or boss, no manager back up. You're present about a Berechi Eze. As a opinion, as a mode, a general become the Bofu Papa was on player bear when you're ready, so Papa Tottenham. On your ready, sir, or bear shed Jesse, what's our badge way, sub plan on Canasem.
How much of a blow is it for you when you have targets and the club has targets that you want to sign and something doesn't quite happen and you can't get them over the line?
I mean, in general, of course, you know, I don't speak about specific players unless they are at our fantastic club, then I'm more than happy to speak about all our players. So yeah, so that's one thing. Secondly, and there's been a lot of rumors, linked a lot of players, also players I'm thinking, oh, he's been linked with us, oh, interesting, but...
And no Thomas Frank, and I would say so Casa about a Berechi as a young man, no, na on Canasem, one more place on Obeka. Now, Mikel Arteta, at the press conference, there was Arteta say, boy, no manana, a Berechi as a can one some cacrache Arteta said, you player on your part of the squad on Canasem.
A 3-letter word? Eze?
Are you going to say mom?
Eze?
Yeah? Nothing to comment, you know, and I can never talk about any player that is not part of our group, our club yet, so no comments on that.
It's a difficult scenario, isn't it? Because Oliver...
The player who made part of the squad on Canwan Sam. Now, Arteta confirmed to my as a pioneer friend Christian Nogard, Sasso and Rama was on your part of the squad. When you're ready, now was Ben White, as soon as so far, the body said they very reactive and no more take decision. No more Christian Nogard, or better and champion, another week, and answer to be answer our back. Near Victor, Joe Carey. Perez, why ready and also when I ready. So for me, Baba Kama, or prepare so pepper. Now, I take Tassan to us as a during timber, or some managing ye, enter an trip train on Muyan or Emirate or more pin to publica. Now, also, you know, now we are not sick. I have it, also, Omunya with the center, Niprano at the Perco, and Tom saw more test outdoor cosm. Now, I mean, no Espirito Santo, yes, in a relationship with Northern Forest owner, Mr. Marinakis, was in your close,
this season, not so well, but I always believe that dialogue and what you say or your opinion is always valid, because my concern is the squad and the season that we have ahead of us. But our relations has changed.
It's changed.
Yeah, it's not so close. It's not on a daily basis. So, yeah.
Is that a good thing though? Or?
No, it's not.
And some opinion in my as a one team owner no relationship and to same maybe a term and yet daily basis. Now Rhys James as for Akasa, Rhys James also for everyone Biao Chelsea no Biao mindset after say club World Cup no Omukwaje. Yes, son of my baby dam. Now, you did Rhys James. Diana Brunner Biaswaya come after Chelsea. Or Muje Club World Cup is so realm. I'm a Biaswaya come. Not me patrioti.
When I watched your press conference, but before it, you said we're going to win. It wasn't a doubt. Talk me through that mentality.
Well, I had a good feeling going into the game. You know, I knew what the team was capable of and how strong we were. You know, everyone wrote us off before the game, and I took it personal.
Does that give you a bit more motivation when that happens?
There's already a lot of motivation, but it adds a little touch, yeah.
When they write you off and you're the underdogs, you take.
I know I am Summer Rhys James. Added to Ghana Chelsea, they made some more planet. I said on Monday, RB Leipzig. Better say on Xavi Simons after a net game on Sunday Bundesliga toga. I know I Bamunchin Leipzig. No movie a pair or many team better say. Now about personal terms on Xavi Simons or many a personal terms because 2031. Now I was a club no as soon as a team of a large team come out. Now almost a passage. Nkunku or Mujano Kwana Nicholas Jackson as for Mujano Kwanoko na Charles is in there on the Western United just on person ye or third Jesse no and on person there on pound to mano and Chelsea game Nipia Chelsea gamer on but just way black way and a Chelsea Bashaw Lenten Stadium no pair Kama Dortmund almost so far almost a direct face-to-face talks with Chelsea for Kenny Chuku Emeka and Aaron and Mino, almost press on Jomoba, now ever told Ghana and Crawford comment on Modiaba, almost this time around. What we need is agreement rate. Here we go, Munyana Debia face to face, and we see pay and carry both, and we are Dortmund supporters and all. Now, Julio and Ciso, also not me patron, the first part of Medical Lenten, when you're Aquaquaque, a second part where we now 21-year-old Paraguay, you know, buying so for Bertrand Strasbourg, said in the deal, Metamam. Now, after summer 2026, we're joining Chelsea. No, Sweat my come on. Now, my Premier League attackers, you know, on Premier League, Omonia, me patron some of the greatest attacking trio, on more power football, mom. Now, currently, Arsenal with the son of a Berichi Eze, Arsenal Spania, best attacking trio, now, why didn't a judge actually who track more Salah with Liverpool, who got Ikitike? Cody Gakpo, more attacking trio, no, more Salah who go Kitike, Cody Gakpo, or Man City, Omar Mamouche, Ellen Holland, Ryan Sharkey, and now call Arsenal, Berichi Eze, Victor Jean Keres, Bukayo Saka, Johnny Pompey. More time. And now come Manchester United, Matthias Cunha, Benjamin Sesko, Brandon Bilmo, and now coach Chelsea, Cole Palmer, João Pedro Neto, almost an attacking trial wine, and I need one day, when I need a Jedi train, Marco Silva, full on boss, was it or casting near Jano Bois, not no when you have crime, lack of transfer activities, was some away, I some planning no man. As at last season, by this time, not paying 2 or 3 players a room of full on. But they said, Masomi inactive, player Bian Shadamaya, Esa Masaya coach, what quiet bonkers, why a tip on Coswo, won't tell you, and a full manager, your patrol, your friend Marco Silva, and the San Senator. Now, Aston Villa, Aswakas, the last 24 hours, some heavy Elliot from Liverpool, almost someone, sir, a bit my canon, the number, now, or about my camera, at the moment, I'm Morgan Rogers, I know a Yakwa dame, as someone, sir, Epeka, and no airport, Ametia, me judge at Tamamon, a Petro Manchester United, as someone for goalkeeper map, or Nana, or Chad, Nana, or Nana, or Noa Nepetum, now or Chad, or Nana, Nana, Petamutia, Damit says the goalkeeper wing, and no more run, or more try as a goalkeeper Le Mans, or more percent, or more Tenepam, or more team commode to a chair, and common world advance, as so far, or almost it's a goalkeeper, the entire United, as a Senate Le Mans, some of the Nepanom, were very brave, about 6-yard area, and that when time, I was a bar off the line, now Oba reflects the as for, and was Saint Kassam, or Tetem or commanding defenders, and Tom Person in the bar, no Berkama, Benzema, Asa Alitad, and Saint Casimiro, and Fanamram, and your Benzema recommendation at Dama Alitad, as for Pesser, Casimiro, or Monfanamra, no more to my mama, now Rupina Morin, Akasa, about one a Bear Manchester United, goalkeeper this particular weekend, or no more trip to Fulham.
Like last week, so we'll see in the game who is going to be the goalkeeper. Lich is out, Nuz is out, the rest of the guys are fit and ready to play.
Sunday is
players on MON-FRI United, on team in your training. Was one pennies, no one players, no more dear side, or person for another challenge. And Tiapasa on team more money in the first team. A training and be distracting or prepare me cram bomb a team for fraud. Until what Tom bomb squad a train or baby. Now we are and Licha Martinez, Lisandro Martinez, and Mazraoui, and United, me patch only absentees or when team annual training and no at copy mine on the contract or refer Rupina Morim Sadabi and you on air share na Rama air chasing walkers and in charge of copy mine on the contract to a young player Kakaka no prefer season no more pino on your portrait now Rupina Morim Nebusan say and a Rasmus Wayland and react ya brass squad and Arsenal bono one franc squad no was it like a professional player was so na omupatran ko sa transfer market no epepere we buy no epetimi akọ enu ede ba Eric Tenag was him famamo esopene Claudio Echeverri obey available for China game Leverkusen epebo na biaso atimi aye fan tiamano was in the first game as a coach Bundesliga no was no mapeko kama amono the double decker man na ye pusan some Malik Tillman and a like body on pay available and I see them patch no me no or me a new sign so mun timi mobi emfa ema no around some about Iranian Football Federation almost say search or real or man line says or mun young grantina there yes I foreign fullback no when you hepatitis B and just some confining no and sabel 3 months and they said them say or beko out team I want sign them because of hepatitis B baby 6 months on to me say kai so emfa ema omo na me patro boy na ko na Snapchat akokasa ese dem crofo keka no social media eni to opia keka about hepatitis B eso wonya bi ema ye mfanya adwuma ema ye mfanya asem no ene daso a ye de ema mo no na Renato Sanchez ono so ene me tese by 9:20 p.m. obe touch it down na ono so akwa sign a contract am biaso I come dem Panathinaikos loan okobo Michael Owen ese o support to Alexander Isak player and the power some yamano normal ese over force club say yenton and over force player we say enye na 2 days before Madden Ovidio Eduardo Camavinga son on team no esu enye training no at the Eba. Na Urama says, Frank Dion, a just a game of Bassa, ni Levante, one team Emo Pinamum Gavi, and a pepper. Na me real crown, me patro terrible West, at in Sempi Avie, Abu Dhabi intro no the mouse, former Nigerian goalkeeper Rufai, Nigerian air basso, na me patro terrible West on the bar. Oh, Mompai and Oman, the Bamo Managerial national team down.
Share the burden and the pains with the family that has rest upon their shoulders. For me, it's disheartening that you have Lagos States, you have Nigerian Football Association.
Conditions in no man of footballers and all. Abu, terrible West.
The Muare walking.
So man, a back.
Onyabotre. Always or a sofa.
Yes.
Onyabotre.
See what kind of credit?
Onyabotre.
Treatment Africa, no footballers and all. Send the Papa Nigeria national team. So we a be almost state after football. Womb. And more bubbles treatment at the woman. Ayana a hard it's terrible no. You were 1% personal good. Are you more? Are you
Balaya was last year Kotokosisia. Other you man day. Are you so much? Or Bobby Huno? Are you terrible? Sabia, you dear Huno, got 21 years there. Usa, Ohuno, Ohuno, Sata Musa. But terrible so because of bears of what come a judge you.
Terrible no after song. Much the children home when Nimna was like how they call out. Guys,
terrible the video you are a stress as a item lala. The Bobby Buka and sooner no sooner. Ken, football. Get back to me, that's why. Now, there can say a request for Mark Luther is our John and also. The yepa etimi ede ama kama pass that be called Enfama Amuzu P herba mixture Managerial chosen me darling boys any baby girls e was a mobile modern kokojibi ebobone boa mane amade da yepa etimi ede ema na de tiene we brema ojonso na emuapai ojonso na echi ni so ko enu so echi no ya na empepi no otese ewo ho na sensuo bi efi wade ni mu ba na won se wakwa akote bibia wawura no ammo amane amade da ye kra etimi amfama kama pa na ewo se kokoro na abo ho modern agi amuzu P ni bi ebobone no na ebo na hye na da ye pa etimi ede ama enye no nko ya na ewo ho a wuza se kwa kofa ha bi ede abro me darling boys no modie no baby girls no makasa ma bibi ncheche enye de enya akono eba ne sa na asudua befie owo nsuo bi gu nsuo na egu no ama wase wo no rohene ama ya na obre woni brema ehyiama ama pampan bi ababa bi gina wa enko ye kra ebasa boys no omukọ a omonsan ma wonchen biem enti no behwe na waye ni yi a ewo so okọ na okokoje amuzu P ne nupa ni bi na abobo na ebeboa na hyehye na da ye pa etimi edi amao baby be chiche be de me maame a watranse a usisi yo ya we chika se etwetwon tutumu am wodwom no me papa wa drive ya we chi yo ya na afezu to se usisi no etwetwon wa unya bibo eboa ma ne ma deda din pa edi ama boys no doko se mumra all ready to go po chirikra ready to go po chirikra edronu pebi a heba pharmacy shop ya onsa betimi akabi eno nso echi no orwani enso echimo ewa muzu heba clinica tafo nhyiaye so onko doc wo hono ma ogbo ejumo beboa no wahwe na nso no wegia won na so na ne ma deda ye pa etimi ere ama fa doc number no 0247 77 6743 0247 776743 na 0241 9888 0241 988884 niamwa na niamade da di so no Enfama Millennium Constructions aba area ma ye nyina titu mu amwa manone no muntie nkomo we yi de ya pa eneze awo we mu wakwa akoye adwuma na wasende ebesi of atakra so na wotedi no ye friend of akwabota wagya mfimfim bi saa wone ha na ofanso ani jiges no kakra on edudi ade na baza over pasasa tibi na tomame na wo fase me fanye japade ode abono ban yokoka na washa ase me mama examples na akwa me okra no time na usu na wo ya wu no obeki ame na me fa she chedo hospital ti na ma du sika ade na abeye untimi nye hwe obu na enye yi uchini tuma enye yi tie Millennium Construction komo no adanse hu niam bia omo ewobi na omo wo system mu 15 to 20 solid years ni a omo adwuma na omo bo no ya de ano edin pa na se no pass ase ene no ope efie na ato opesi esibi ma fie ni na edada apesi renovate a ye bre ne aye de ama ese men kancho obi bia kaka ye wa no zo ma transi ahwa obeboabo sika na no a after 2 years no obonze na de akwa handan na we bra na ebe da afa ene omunni nkomo 6 months time ye gidan ana ye gi asase ama mfie abosumi nsia na ba be kan wa ya afe ba kono ya sha ase ebibi eri ama kuma ase boshen na yas junction obetimi afro 0244 274084 0244274084 ni aboa na hyehyɛ no adeda yie kama pa etimi edi amount ramu na yemboa na ibibia enko yie so no entimi emfa amount yes aprepe eni sieti amunsem no yede edan ho Gentleman Dental Clinic maka de acho se nipa adeba ko ehia pa eni so obebo modern na ose no wetimi abo ho ban ahwe ni yie ni nyina ne se ose no so ohwe ni yie a ebeboa na hyehyɛ no akoyie pe timi de ama de man komo no ye denie se wanhwɛ na mbo ho ban a dabi no eko akwakofa ha bi edi abrewa emmoama ntotoe no nkoyi etimi emfama de ye ne examination consultation no ramuni embo na ne amande da ye pa emfama root canal treatment no udodo mo no tokro bi aba beto won se obre nyama nhyara de da ye etimi emfama wa ne nyina mu ye behwe na ye di hudwuma na hyehye na da ye de ama se ne scaling polish no ye be de ama extraction no ye boa na yahwe na ntotoe no ade da ye kama pa etimi edi ama eno nso echi no ye boa ye nhyehyɛ ni ye etimi ede mawa eba be boa na bibia ade de ama na munkomo no ede papa ni nyina ne seti ni ye yesise ndey no opese ose no a change color ohwe na wo ye ni ye beboa na teeth white no ya ye de ama braces no ye de hye so de mo be alive na bi so no sin no ba kusia ya na ha adwen na asaso kama pa o sin na atu e na pese replace ne ma wa omobo mo de etimi eye eboa ma nhyehyɛ no ekoyi kama so ye de ma na ne opese esi ni gold and silver ye bre ne aye de ama omo ebo adwuma Ghana bebia Accra opomo a Nungwa main lorry station obenye omo e na afi atomic dam quality no Total Energies filling station no echuo promo wa omo ebo adwuma techiman oruwa na echimo magazine no kenten kwan no so benye omo call for idia omo eben police station no e na aflawo opposite GCB bank no nyomo tamale tishegu opposite post office no omo ben MTN office no ramu na embo na ne amande da di pen fama 0598 731823 0598 731823 na 0559 139582 0559 139582 na 0549 906588 na ne omo edi nkomari aboa na ne ma deda ye pere amoma daroma ma menko na menkenkan messages ne kakra ona yen Facebook page o na yen resere ne mesiti ma kasa wadwenche no obetimi edi aba eba be ramu so a ye bre na yabo ehumodin bia na yetimi akenkan on yen WhatsApp line no na ntotoye no adeda ye kama pa so no etimi edi amount betimi edi aba mehwe na makenkan bibibia na ne ma akoye kama pa so edi 0207543637 na bibi akwera on Facebook me na minyi kakra emfa emfio na yenko yenim ne hwe zanza biafo na bana de aka ato aso kama pa etimi edi amamo na bibia enso etimi akoye kama so no etimi edi amamo na ne ma deda din ti serete ene mahu se shama ba ozi ameze shama de no ba be politics embo me Wasiu Adams ozi this afternoon you guys are doing a great job and I'm watching the show live at Tichima Jakon Community Day Senior High School from Wasiu Adams AK4 News Update on Manchester City. Great Mugabe watching the show live from Brekum Kutre #1. Kotoko should win today. Great Mugabe Brekum Kutre #1 and Odira Senior Mohammed need the also watch you live inside Esianse Bontifufu Senior High School. Keep the fire burning, ABOU and the team here as Ganyo Richard. Nadia, good afternoon, Fakye. I'm watching you guys live from Brekum. More update on Barcelona. My name is Ganyo Richard and I'm Kujo Spector. I'm watching you live from Koforidia, Jumapo. Nadia, Ozzy, please always make the videos you guys show to us play. We just hear the voice. Sometimes, you do a copyright in sense in Tichama, Yimara, ye best strike here, Unyebi, Menunti, and I do possible abinya area. Raman Sirunat. Nadia, good afternoon, Mr. Abu. I'm watching you live from Asante Mampo inside in Suta. Happy Sabbath, because today is Friday update on Real Madrid and of course the best team in the world, Hala Madrid. And Dennis Eje, I'm watching you live from Onkranza in the Bono East region of Ghana, Hala Madrid. Nick Mensah, in fact, I really love your sport. Keep it up. Nana Aipe Sekem. Nadia, the show is loud and clear. A Soldier Gold Buying Agency. Greetings to my boss, One Soldier, and the entire staff. More update on Camnu, Vesca Basa, Vesca Fakye Sport, Aziz Morgan Moniman, More Fire, Father, Mijirize Bibia, Elko Yerema, Benji, Fancy Sewa, Nadia, watch you live from Fancy Sewa. Greetings to Honorable Wisdom, Sebuama, MC Achiman Wabija Sal, and Afri Chapman, Nasberry Man. Abu, please, the title of Diogo Jota track. You always play before the show. Mewacho Rihanna and Boman on Tuba. Na Odia Rihanna tribute song for Diogo Jota. Ebe yere abasa na abwa na ne makoye pere ama Mark Davis Boateng champion Chelsea Bra Kwame Alova ne de Chelsea we are the world champion MON-FRI Mark Davis Boateng champion Chelsea no biaga Fakye Sport papa watch you live from Akima Safo Kwaku did that watch you live from Doma Western Krankwanta West Ham on massacre Chelsea woto tonight Ozi Kumasi Asante Korogo is taking off 3 points from Pando Heart of Lions and more updates on Manchester United Adam Wasiu watch you live inside Paga, Malam B.A. Kao, Ozia Mustafa from Seria Metra. Abu, I really love how you make your adverts. May I say, Nedi also the buyer, Robert Zati, Hala Madrid, Mohamed Idrusu, watch you live from Afogoso, Hala Madrid, Jobless. Good job, guys. And Ordeno Bruno, the Destiny. Good afternoon, DIABY. Watching the show live inside Gas, I say, from Winneba. More update on Man United and Simon Dybala, Lavimo Genobe, Smith. Inyao Diano, fire emojis in a room. Filippo Kwabri Kesem. Chelsea will lose to West Ham tonight. Greetings to my daughter, from Pomansui Charles Felix, my mother, and Temer of Geneso, and Joseph Zuma, Yedase, and Sheriff Ala Sansono, Yedase, no Diadi Ramo, Kwame Sio, Oze Hello Fakye TV, Mate, Yabeni Ayeri, Martino Fe, Fakye, Naye Free, Inamauze, Ne, Kunta Sedu, Oze Capo 1. Good afternoon, Fakye Sport. Yoreba, Ebabi Ramon, Timamena Mo quick, me quite about pay, my big phone crowd, Yaba Nadiaka. Atwa so dia mam yaba sisia
Fakye Sports. This is sports.
chile fofo. Pole no chile nyonyo. Kale wo ye.
Not just sports, this is sports.
All right, Mama Kwaba be made by Juma D. Kessian, so still, Yera Sutima, Yabujumana, Boa, Nanyama Dida Ye Pere Amount to join here, or Quina Sobe join here live on a Fakye TV, now Boa Nanshishena Kuyepa, Etimi Ediama Kama Pa na Bibia, and so Etimi Adida Dintino, Yabobo Dena Yetimi Atuaso, na Nema Kuye Kama Sono, Edi Amount to join here. Johnny and Emboa na sharing kuyi. Mammy on the WhatsApp line, making kind kakra na bibia and kokama itimi and fama e two zodiano, ubi to me edwa drink channel, etimi abania king kind ede ama we is a way the idea for the auntie. Mammy Rena men call manina. Managerial Fakye Sport. Lost Stamina from Tadi. Please update on FC Barcelona. The Rona no be remedy. ABOU, I like the way you play with Luther. That's a good work ethic. Keep it up. SK from Semaba, Princess Town, or if you good afternoon, Visca Basa is your boy. Lucky Stone inside Tepa. Baza is winning trouble this season. Good evening, special ABOU. This is Joseph Alove. Watch you live from Takwa Dompim. Today, the world champions are in action. And we will let the world know that indeed we are the world champion. Chelsea. Obomodia the Realm. Hi, ABOU. Good afternoon. How is your crew? We are doing very well. In fact, Alonso and Real Madrid should be careful with how they are treating Rodrigo. Hala Madrid forever. Your day, Eben. ABOU, please. Good afternoon. I wish the world champions will bounce back to their winning ways tonight. Chelsea. Fire emojis in the Realm. Everett from Ojene. Honor the fee. Especially Abibi Aboko there. Nyama sheye pa.
Ebende yawa hodi timka saidi ayuha allazina amanu uskuru ni'matallahi alaykum.
Mate ba koroko game no sisi a.
Lions crew ya na ma kotoko ye kikiri game.
But that now your football no mu de. Na ntizende. Those days no na you play si kra kotoko di ne kra Lions a. Na hu se mbema pa. Yeah. But is there quality ni de bibia so at.
And ne koto kuntimi nya sa ade ne bim ka bo no ahwe nka seka na bombe kikiri ke yemo bi Lions wana bo bibia
but it seems that the
omuntimi nya kikiri ke kombe jaibo
it is the final 5 minutes no why you changes to be as a team na is that second half they be obe changes be ever fa because the final 5 minutes no
you know the disappointing thing the nyama fie dey but I've seen me go na me hwe TV so me hwe YouTube. Yeah. I have a reason why sometimes some of these matches I am hwe I want to see how the fans are moving with their clubs and in the echo. And majority of the concerns are the Kotoko fans issue and the match and even nano match, you know, more productions and waiting about Facebook sound and from pointing waiting about Movena. Say, would fans in the China once more mocha? They have a problem in how Zito A and Yamazi. Your team is losing and coach is setting ideal. As a few funny.
Are you? I'm sure say
okay, you nkomo nkofama so kakra. Andra na me wo fia me monitor show no. Na no say me wi am no asem wo ho de mo de ye me ndra no. Me wi am no asem. Kwagu one virus any lucha a human job on Arsenal. Any Eberichi is in how Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal team spend the end. Now today I'm not even looking at Arsenal signings on my year. The Mikel Arteta and the ABOU on board. But the talking point, the question when you are outside France, Asia or Mubusa, some amount for Kenya and say, why is it that the EPA clubs are super powerful when it comes to the transfer market? We are weak plus some days away from closing the transfer window.
Yeah.
But if you look at the number of teams are in England, the kind of spendings are on my year, Sika or my spending in summer. We now they compare the other what team do close a Juma EPL clubs na in a single summer transfer. And it is not EPL for the NIMSE or TV rights in a Warsaw. Aside sponsors, anyhow lucrative, NIMSE, EPL clubs no Omodi and Ewas Rinchaya club. Other clubs now Omakani ain't maybe. Yakani, with all due respect to the Premier League clubs. In terms of Kesio, in terms of brand, in terms of class, any level, club will be any EPL the level do Real Madrid.
Yeah.
By far, Madrid is the biggest when it comes to club football. But deal inside a year ever transfer. We've seen summer window, even a minor club in the Premier League, and as a small club in the Premier League, 80 top players, you may quantify the amount of money or must spend now the Real Madrid or apart. Even in the year, this summer, I say Real Madrid has spent this car transfer market. I'm fan of so we could over the data on your screen now. This is EPL clubs. To think that these are EPL clubs, to think that a 2020, EPL clubs are generating 1.9 billion when it comes to players from Academy. Sales from players are from Academy. And the models are EPL teams they will pretty. Say homegrown player team. Now how the player balances a book. So auto player or a homegrown player, about team house that player help make sure say and never be any amount. Those things EP clubs. Now the data on the screen indicates said if it is 2020 ever payment now you can say 5 years any I can't just 100 million. No matter either they've sold them internally announced to foreign marketer or maybe generated sika but I didn't care much say so when you're homegrown player. It balances a lot of things. A Buama we are feasible 80 players with huge sums of money and effective will be. Now the first club will decay, and now you understand the reasoning here. Since even clearly we ever far the 365 and Kwadani Bioma Ombehu Amomako. The next club or was Aston Villa. Now you understand the reasoning here. Unai Emery is Aston Villa team. Recently, Omutimiko toe to toe with some of the big teams. For some of the big players are but in terms of players are grow attitude from academy and so they are second with 246 million pounds. Then about Manchester City, the last time I projected a lineup here, I made sure Manchester City or you team no and kwada or my graduate say or more big teams or Musia Kenya. You bet me I fell do in one team. And they are competing most of the leagues are when Manchester City are being placed on the third position with 218 million pounds when it comes to players or Maton from Academy. Then the next club or 12, Liverpool, 192 million pounds. Answer about Arsenal. The entire Arsenal for them. Yen said, yes, Arsenal, Teton, I want to take maybe a tremendous or Teton, I want to know Maton, Arsenal for being low, no, I send high from Academy. But to think that Arsenal club now at the home, could Arsenal enter player more than 55 million pounds. Who said so interesting? Yeah. Arsenal top players I can see Abode Ediba. But Adiba call a disadvantage when it comes to Arsenal is in terms of selling. In the history of Arsenal, Omonton player more than 55 million pounds. All the big boys are Arsenal for one way or the other every time no more contract 1 year no say issues any other and then they go an amount of money a war from kakra. I think that they also can and Arsenal team, but these are even academy products here do and Arsenal are being placed on the 5th with 135 million now about Tottenham, West Ham United, Manchester United more at what so aside TV rights and aside commercially league in air viable attractive sponsors ever on board. No? In terms of proper running of academic football, you generate internally and from balancing books and more clubs. I think that it is one thing the other leagues now I can very well know if they are able to do that, I think that probably in the next 5 years, when we are in 2030, now the other leagues clubs adapting a method any models are EPL for the usual. Then we can get Mallorca. We can get Espanyol. So Oko Italy, Ibetimania, Lusubeba to 12. How many EPL clubs? No, they are called Napoli. No, a for player or no more than Bosu and you know what Tony the number. But what do the rights and honest sponsorship money? That's what I'm saying. Say, or more than was so. And only was so. But aside that, they are generating internally what the other clubs and also the other leagues are not doing. Because 1.9 billion in a period of 5 years from academy products. Now go to La Liga, go to the Serie A, now the French League champion. In that period, Liga and they are bank a crack. The Spanish Premier League almost youth win or and they are not even up to 800. They are not even up to 800. That is all clubs quantify. I'll probably have time and get you that one data, but when you read through, they are not even exceeding 800. Of course.
And if Real Madrid Academy, no, you bet me about normal crap previous, you bet me about players be there or football no level no mo koku bodu ye no. Apart from
of course. Yeah.
So we're on academy product na ebi wo ha onya chance for Madrid but e de ne kwa o se lose no your academy product okọ ne na mu an o mo santo no e de ne ba be wura mu so can I pese be any
I'll get that. This is 5 years, the last 5 years. Yes, from 2020 the last 5 years. Until matter those players now can probably say a bad date here. A bit more bring on. Yes, in the discussion, but this is purely the last 5 years. So when you see the data on your screen now from 2020, summer 2020, when I think that the other leagues need to learn from what the EPL clubs are doing now. Moving from Sa and Komono, look at Ayan stories. No, well, didn't come say Tottenham for former manager Ange Postecoglou. Komwa Bobo Bache said Nottingham Forest. And sure, I'm the never on board na Oba Beyejma. At the end, I go fast in winning. Kukuyanka bin shimu. Wadam for no Espirito Santo. And I quite any press and on the press and asking ahead of the game and all weekend. And Wako can say, our relationship has changed. It's not so close. It's not on daily basis. Yebusane said, Nottingham Forest European football this season. Now last season, you said, a Jumana omoye level omudru they will want to better that. But in terms of transfer, about a week or two, and I mean you didn't come over, and that may catch say, when you look at the EPL clubs, all must spend this in a transfer window. Our top players, Maba, Nottingham for almost said some 3 seasons ago. We know when I on by league, Monfils, 22 players. Yeah. A table from on the top 11, a matter 9, any other. But this time in the market, we are not seeing them. And there's a coach, our qualified club, no, Edo European footballer, Ubia, if you are not buying, you need to add quality into your team. So on top. Yeah, can play about one last season. Or boy, Nottingham Forest part. We could normal flanks and say, oh, well, yeah, darling boy, Ghana, yeah, one of my friends say, Hobson on the other side, Manchester rejector or call redefining the form. Oh, Nottingham Forest. Hey, Anthony Elenga. Elenga contributes so well to Nottingham Forest. Almost success story. Omunya last season. And yeah, because Elenga he's at Newcastle United. And it's a whole most of, and I said, some of your important players are. You are expected to obey the quality at the Abishim. We are not seeing that much from Omo. Coach, you could be in a or say, on can run will be a near ye didn't come. Relationship are near work on any owner in terms of review and test him. At first, Obet now working on at the Aqua Evangelist, so I will catch and say, we need Abu Dhabi, we need Maestro, we need Ricardo Varas on board to make sure say a team never complementing what we have. But to say, and test on daily basis. On Timino opinion, ending come on, because baby or more their supporters will be expecting more from them. Penny for the car must say to whom much is, but in the market, the owners are not doing the much expected in the whole year. In front of you, say, and Yama bad, but he will do his best. He will try and make sure, say, obey now for Mudia or the club never calling him. Or see team be a work coach, be a responsibility, he said, to train players to adapt into the system. No, do my year, you must say, a very awesome. Club now, or coach in the club now players neighbor, and for so basu, I'm almost supporters in Yaji. Coach, you never can say Benzema fitting into the plan. The system we have to call. I
don't say, fan baby, I be coaches and also Casa Nibu hard, you know. Coach on Casa. I went to all club president was ever kind of press as
young Conde could assemble in the war. Your so called to say, you know, Kwan. Maybe so almost said, yes, it was a ready this year. Could Quadiana, Cynthia. Opening when Jimenko Evangelist wanted him could come say, I need player A, player B. Now Evangelist who say team not qualify with European football the same yen resource team no. Sometimes your honest view or any as can football or no more masano muting. So who say what you will be our swine and you can't reach you too for a winter. I'm a set to trap up. Pamo. It's a no be and a Nottingham Forest for a fine or myself. Kweku, assembling you now the same. Last season, maybe I defended Nuno Espirito Santo. Thank you, production, for this picture. So okay for you. This was a game ended in 2-2 draw. So much, and Nottingham Forest for fault. Omunia's results over Leicester City, and automatically no one qualify for UEFA Champions League spot. A mobile game, no, a drew baby, no game, never 2-2. ASI game, no, there's one listener of our show or Facebook. They be not sending message constantly. ABOU say this are Nigerian brother. Taiwo away the situation. It say in that game, eno nya ni pra. Kweku opra ye no. In about 10 minutes, na ya assessing the situation no. Coach no enye substitution. Enti say the last time I maybe explanation wa actually say we have what we call concussion substitution in football. According to Evangelist, any nenkofo na no motis through the presidential box no. They realize that never na aircon and now they are around the bed everything at work game so they expect so opinion every change no do before Friday but coach in also say player ni communicated through the medical staff on Mabanington. Then the medical staff also communicate to the technical bench say hey player need to also then we do the substitution. In this case medical staff na Taiwo away no MON-FRI respond them by then Papa why furious all fame was what is happening? Results we need to make sure that we win the match. We could say 10 minutes. Or man substitution. Time now granted who said on team to us. No man is just for the concussion substitution period. No. Nottingham Forest and man substitution. I'm the side we game 2-2. And I'm makes it out on the Champions League. Coach and say the most important player in his team in that game was Aranteta and Nueprano. Until ideally he was not in a rush to make substitution because he thought Akwadano who bet tomato no idea or about to a game also. Until a misunderstanding between Ono and the club president. But the poor match, referee ball now being prepared and a president TC Park and so. Now so what the reaction now a cause and the coin of us a confronting coach and number one coach they fairly say opinion disrespecting. Even if Bibi or one uncle Becca on any beya off camera, results na nyabawi untimense sano. But you don't do that when cameras are on you to create scene. Ever man phones as a jumana or in a crown. He is not in charge. And I dare they say, oh yeah, you feel it only my juma. No, we be creative scene. I'm all beat to maybe say, oh, you cross and you there are forces behind that Omona area. It undermined Nipani qualities. The last time Rebecca has said, I think that not president go overboard. Then go back to Martin was and number two. I was not Forest for I appreciate who said, baby, you're free. Any baby and no Espirito Santo Edward my baby at least. So my Champions League they should appreciate baby or do Madruno. Chelsea for the Manchester City for the PSG for project. No, it didn't take them just 2 years and a flourish. It took them years.
But we don't so no. I heard it to say past history no. Yeah. There's a club
or a Champions League UCL, of course.
What did they mention?
They've been out for how many years?
I check, but I
feel I will get it closer.
Me, they no me
sometime over 2
years. They me cry na me club president.
Yeah, no way.
Me say.
No way.
Na me bufu ofu.
You understand?
Club no form no ba be nye ne ball na no mo ball. Nottingham Forest this season. It deserve us enkomo Champions League ni bi. And then na ye ne fault. No Espirito ne fault.
Of course, Ojitum say Oyem from so in that game. But since then, Untimu embrace that communication gap now a bar between all and the president and Anne. What's the escalating here? But just after I said, oh yeah, interview ni now multiple reporter a bar a inside report indicates that Papa na say you like ready back and say yeah bet double sorry young poncho you can out officially. I confirm say Omedia na kwanya okuma na nyo and I am happy nipa na omo ebo ni di say on the very replacing and until I'm interested even in the story. Kuku Andy Postacoglu one. Ubetimi enya ne nanso aka ne ho asem. But I think that Daniel Levy and then the Tottenham for anya fair to opinion. That is my opinion. I am very happy say or missing out even one season, he is getting the chance of bouncing back into the Premier League. Jumana or starting man the Premier League. I think that with Nottingham Forest, now they are in Europe and they need a manager at least and also European experience. This is the man who just won the Europa League with club at first at Tottenham before say he will soon the exit door. And I think that with the inclusion our club at first at Nottingham Forest, that is going to be a quality additional. If only team 1 or 2 before the transfer closes, I find now or the Kakrana or the ABOU season. I think Andy Postecoglou will do a very good job for club. You didn't edit Nottingham Forest. I'm a time and so yeah. Come Chelsea in the West Africa.
I saw my mind to bra. Yana or the ever fall near the may terrible West issue no crown and anchor. The person me about Mary, God name on Comobidi, a we are Merena. Your rems a terrible apala kakra. We got like a crana. I'm sure we be able to call there.
Oh, DIABY.
That crowd about call there.
Oh, Nyankopana.
Why feel here, pa? Fabi Ramu Kakre.
DIABY. DIABY, my mentia, Nanaya, Kidi, possible, over Dubai. Or say, or here life, you Dubai, where Jenna Jumo and BBI, if here life, you Dubai, and Fancheck, and Famano. DIABY, me and Commoner, I think, say, English Premiership title has become one of the difficult competitions are obitimi a place, even more than Spanish La Liga, even more than Bundesliga, and even more than Italian Serie A. Because of Kwayomofaso branding and because of the kind of competitions are most of the clubs now are more participating in the English Premiership and almost a competition. When it comes to player signings, these number of clubs are more competed this season has signed majority of players are to me almost boosted almost squad in depth and any other kind of clubs will be they can easily compete with it. But the picture be my production, and I would like them to actually post it on our TV. Because of say, so we'll check the number of clubs are or I'm messing out and answer Omuntimi NJ the English Premiership in a long while. I think that it is not only about Chelsea, it is not only about Manchester United, it is not only about Manchester City, our Moji just a year ago, but other football clubs are to me this season almost spending much of their signing this particular season to mix it out in that a long spell and not almost end that season. And even so, we'll check it, the time or brand this particular competition to become an English Premiership. In the last 1990s, the side of Liverpool Football Club has been able to win the Premier League just twice back. Talking about 2019-2020 season, the side of Jurgen Klopp used that particular team to win and break that particular case for Liverpool. Because at that particular material moment in time, they had a certain Rafael Benitez who coached the football club and made sure, using them to go into the finals against AC Milan in the UEFA Champions League. Overturning scoreline in the late penalty shootout. He did that kind of history for Liverpool. He used the same Liverpool to go into another final with AC Milan, but then that time Liverpool into me and that UEFA Champions League. Or no into me and that side of Premiership now from Liverpool. He took Jurgen Klopp, who came to that particular football club, rescued them about the time and at that time. Now Liverpool and Senke in the Premiership. He came in 2019-2020 season. He did that particular wonders in winning the Liverpool Football Club in that particular competition. So we'll check it after that. And Slot was the second manager to kill Liverpool winning the English Premiership competition. Because last season, and Slot having the debut season in the English Premiership. And the kind of materials and now most of the people are saying it was the same material and it was the same projector. Now Jurgen Klopp use the side of Liverpool Football Club, no Jaho Koye, and the Slot able to keep that side of football club. Now Eddie achieve that kind of wonderful things. But this season, looking at the kind of players Liverpool, it's me associated at all. Looking at the kind of projector or no, and the Slot still not all championing on that particular course. Although in his first game or boy in the English Premiership, he wasn't able to, win that particular, game. And I say he was able to win the game. But then, so we'll check the number of, players or boy, and I will check the kind of performance I'm put you up. Most of the people are saying, it wasn't pleasant to watch and Slot in his first game. But then he won that particular game in that particular 3 points. And I'm tipping, last season, they will want to continue their consistent performance in making sure in that level now Jurgen Klopp and so it's me really that kind of English Premiership was 9 years ago. In that season was 2015 season. That season was coach the Liverpool coach Leicester City was Claudio Ranieri. The kind of players who used to me, so now we'll share the kind of players and they Chelsea. So we had the kind of play from Manchester United at that time. Now heard the kind of player squad and they crowd Manchester City, and even other clubs are no more competing in the English Premiership. Or beyond Daniel Jose, Leicester City beat Imagine in 20. A sense of rebranded the competition from 1992 Urbano. He became part of the 7 football clubs. Leicester City edged the English Premiership. Claudio Ranieri doing that particular history for them. No one talking the kind of Blackburn Rovers almost AGB. The last time almost AGB was 1995, 30 years ago. And Nippon champion in that particular course, edged that kind of history. Edinburgh Blackburn Rovers, was Papa Efense Wilkinson Graham. He was that coach who coached Blackburn Rovers from 1988 to the side of 2002. Or coach to that particular moment, or do the English Premiership in the year 1995. Or did that kind of English Premiership, Not say Alex Ferguson for Manchester United was also competing in that particular season. But then in the last day of that final competition in the 95 season, ultimately that kind of competition, with just 1 point per margin, together with Manchester United. Manchester United are falling behind that kind of thing, and a Blackburn Rovers, it's immediate here. 30 years, you almost immediately the English Premiership. Currently, as we speak, almost going to the Championship. Almost qualifying found by the English Premiership. Nakamaka say even they can easily play. The same thing applies to Leicester City, or also go into the Championship. Then you talk about Manchester City. So we're talking about most of these Premiership clubs since the early 1990s. Here, Brand Nomuji, most of these particular trophies Manchester City is just second to Manchester United on 8 Premier League titles. Just a year ago, and a Pep Guardiola, this kind of trophy, ADC now. So we'll check the time of Pep Guardiola take over for Manchester City. Now consistently, winning most of the matches, Edinburgh Manchester City, you can easily imagine say he was that particular coach, what team are becoming that kind of history for Manchester City Football Club. But then the last year or this season, looking at the number of players, looking at the project, the side of Pep Guardiola, 18 Manchester City. No one can the sporting director, Chicky Bergestan, every Premier League it tells you say he has a big hole to actually fill, and this season Manchester City will go in to also win the Premier League. They will talk about Manchester United. The last time was 12 years ago, and the last manager was Alex Ferguson. Mourinho by into the second. They say only going to buy a into that particular third position. But then Manchester United is still struggling to win that particular Premiership. So we'll check Leeds United. The last time Leeds United was 33 years ago. And it tells you, say, the last time in the year 1992, it wasn't that kind of pleasant for that kind of Leeds Football Club. Last season, they were playing in the Championship. This season, almost qualified back in the English Premiership title. Is telling you, say, coming in back to the English Premiership this season, all those clubs are the English Premiership this season. But at least they will try as much as possible to which hunt most of the top Premier League clubs now competing this season for the English Premiership. Don't talk about Everton. The last time Everton LGB was 38 years ago, 1987.
I call 4G Premier League at Chepa Maestro,
1987. That was the last time Everton 4GB. 87. And to me, Omoji in 1963, ever 1970, ever 1987, that was the moment that Everton Football Club winning a lot of trophies. In the year 1994-1995 season, they went ahead to win the European Super Cup, Winners' Cup, and Everton Football Club. I will make sure that in the year from 2003-2004 season, or don't be room in the top 4, about into the Champions League now. Since then, it has become very difficult for Everton to compete in most of the competition for that particular football club. But fortunately, the first spot for Everton Football Club, and a year under David Moyes, he took the team and he did very well with them. The second spell under David Moyes, making sure that the relegation battle last season, competing, and maintaining was far back in 21 years ago. It was 2004. And the coach will take you on was Arsene Wenger. So we'll check it since Arsene Wenger departure from the side of Arsenal Football Club. That's how we'll check coaches on my back and that Mikel Arteta take it over. It is clearly said Arsenal projects they want to win the Premier League, and this particular season, either fourth or fifth season for Mikel Arteta. The last time Mikel Arteta winning the Arsenal, and that's all more trophy was far back in 2020, and that was FA Cup. With a huge amount of money Arsenal for investing into the project, only FA Cup and Mikel Arteta it may show the Arsenal Football Club. It tells you this season it will be a critical season for Arsenal, whether Mikel Arteta likes it or not. So Kofa Eze, Edinburgh, the side of Arsenal Football Club. Okafor Martins will remain the Edinburgh Arsenal Football Club. the point is clear and the focal point is say Arsenal, it just needs to win the English Premiership this particular season. But Chelsea Football Club, the Blues, the Club World Cup winners, no. The last time almost winning was 8 years ago. And that was the material moment. And Antonio Conte in the 2016-2017 season, or making sure that Chelsea Football Club will win the English Premiership and they will win it in a grand style. Or no Antonio Conte, able to manufacture as one of the best coach in the English Premiership, using Chelsea Football Club in a new tactical identity. It was the 3-5-2 and after the 3-4-3 tactical system for Chelsea Football Club in the 16-17 season for Chelsea. And the last 8 years, Chelsea has been knocking the door of making sure to make the English Premiership, but it has become very difficult for them. Almost to a lot of players about this particular season. And they have appointed a particular coach, Enzo Maresca, or a winning streak manager. At the last time, all conjure magic for himself, he used the side of Leicester City in the championship the last 2 seasons to actually club in last season to win the Conference League Cup, to make sure to win the Club World Cup for Chelsea Football Club. And he's telling you, say, the point is clear. Enzo Maresca, with a new tactical system, the Chelsea Football Club, they want him to win something big for Chelsea Football Club. So, Diaby, who didn't come out the core Arsenal Football Club? Martins Zubimendi didn't come out. Or say, when I was leaving Real Sociedad, the only thing that I wanted was a quality coach. In fact, my whole story, and I was thinking, say, Martins Zubimendi, at the time of Real Sociedad, we saw a lot of things I know Real Sociedad when he was playing for that particular football club. At the age of 12, and Osiakan Edemom Academy, at the age of 20, and when the debut season, Edema Real Sociedad, and ever since, he has become one of the focal point players with Miyamonovano, who are becoming a well-experienced player, even in the Spanish La Liga, even using Spain to win the European League in last season. It thought you say Martin Zubimendi was doing the most. But there be someone check the last 2 seasons. At the time, Managerial club, Asia Liverpool Football Club was the same material moment. Managerial club wanted Martin Zubimendi to become a deep line playmaker for Liverpool Football Club. Almost set up. But then Martin Zubimendi said, at the time, I know person free Real Sociedad, he only wanted a quality coach. It's Jurgen Klopp at that time, not your quality coach. That's the question. Emmanuel Ogasser is that coach for Real Sociedad. But then in terms of pedigree, in terms of competition, in terms of most of these coaches are more well experienced in most of the European leagues, you cannot compare Ogasser to that side of the Jurgen Klopp in any other competition. There is a particular coach in the Bundesliga. He made history with Borussia Dortmund. When he came to Liverpool Football Club, he made history with them, winning the English Premiership and winning the UEFA Champions League. It's a quality coach now. I think he was afraid of basic competition with the midfield of Liverpool Football Club. Check Alexis McAllister, check Ryan Gravenberch, check even Amar. Very, very difficult for him to participate in the midfield area of Liverpool Football Club at that particular material moment in time. So about Arsenal, about the side of Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta doesn't have that kind of experience, even to compare himself with the side of Arne Slot or coaching the Liverpool Football Club. Because at this particular moment in time, Papa Noah Dutch League, he had a history with them. But even in the English Premiership, he was able to win. He was able to win the Premier League in his first debut season for Liverpool Football Club. Mikel Arteta Arsenal for so many years. The only trophy Mikel Arteta can easily boast for himself is Community Shield and then FA Cup. So in terms of quality coach, we don't even compare Mikel Arteta to even Arne Slot than even to compare Mikel Arteta to Jurgen Klopp at the time I know coaching Edema Liverpool Football Club. Arsenal position now Obono. Senka Thomas Partey, no way. Senka Thomas Partey play in the first 11 team for Mikel Arteta or Arsenal. Martins Zubimendi, Ebenye Biabo, Thomas Partey better na bench. So I think that it was about competition, and then Omo Ashio and said Thomas Partey be free Arsenal Football Club into Oba. He will command the first starting 11 for Arsenal in terms of midfield. But apart from that, Diaby, I think that Mikel Arteta is not a quality coach, more than Arne Slot and even more than Jurgen Klopp.
Hey, my Jordan answer to the about Maze. Why you fail to Arteta there?
Oh, Diaby. We are the Premier League.
And one amount near here. Better than
what's spending
my show. Arteta won't it in Ukroma Pao. Mama Kora Mindin Komobi help a Kezeraba, Miramu Ewo Neske Medical Center. na mebacho say o hwe me ana wo tie me a wo ho no wan hwe wapomudini ya ya na akwa fa ha bia brade ya pa ene say wan hwe wapomudini na na bia fie kra na akoba no wu ya na ha adwen cause o de oku ba wachi no wasay ne ma pa ti na yewura mu na Neske Medical Center yeni nkomo kakra e ho no ba ngezi akwaba
ya mini abema
na mpacho bibi abokode
already ado
yara twena mpunya kopase yewura mu asima du ne ni nkomo Neske ma wo ze ne ohwe se de neme city a yarewa bia ne niam bi obi bia na mu bia no obaba be remo maso ya nyame age no wanya nkwa yewura mu se na nkomo ni city
abu meda wase na machia watiefo ne wahefo na de wo mnese abu da dia meka obi benya wa na yarewa abu na de wo mnese se wa hwe Next Care Medical Center now where environment no kra meka just a state of the art
yeah
and nyame so on sana me de wako
fantastic.
These are 2 billion Ghanaians. Mama establishing a hospital.
Wow.
It was Santasi. Off Santasi and Yinamu Road. We'll try Goy filling station on your right. The first, the second junction. But climb hill, Kakrebi, no for sure. Now go and see the edifice and the ultramodern state of the art.
So I know a day.
You can't say OBS hospital. And then they make all medical hospitals in Ghana. Baby Biara. The fair cases there.
Fantastic.
When free go we have modern equipment. And the woman say, yeah, all services.
Yeah.
The hospital, DIABY. General OPD. Emergency care. Hypertension and diabetes clinic. Antenatal and post-antenatal. Gyno. That's gynecologist. Eye clinic. IV therapy. Now, eye clinic no. Wednesdays and Thursdays. Now, Oba Yasoya, you can doctors you come and meet doctors.
Wow.
I train your mom, wabotre. Say, I'm drilling the partner.
Kukuda.
Because the hospital, the power established here, or US about
wow.
It is a cancer or 4 big in the hospital, a manner, who need the offer. Now, the woman say, and then one more Sagan, one more from Santas Ghana, baby Biera, and no better of Motowa, who is so Yarisa.
Wow.
I am telling you. It is a mere messon, sir.
Now,
I can't share what if. And I'm telling you, say, and they say, oh, your bar about 40 years. And I'm Bukran, hopefully, say, Dr. Kura declare was in your own one. Oh, buy a fertility clinic now. I'm telling you, sir, you're a chopper.
Fantastic.
Because you were good doctors who are going to screen you, check whatever it is, and go willing to bring your one year home, because that is the most critical problem in there. A man be feeling say after 40, after a certain age, if you cry, as I say, the brown number year and I can into the mango. Now buy a hot year. I'm assuring you, say, fertility clinic, no, pay the doctors and the nurses you are going to meet, no, or meet about 1 year. Then when you about eye, now me say go eye center ho, now go home for you go. Abu Esewani and Zokashe. I'm telling you the fact. Because and then they make and say and so am I a rainbow. Yeka now so over Felicia because of the environment in charges and what true.
There's a form.
You see, upon dinner here, and in yes, can in here. It's a main trick is more all the surroundings of Kochi, Trede, Santasi, Bantama, wherever you find yourself in Ghana. Quickly rush to Next Care Medical Center. You see, I can say, yeah, Kojo card. Then he also has free and crashing organizations. If you say you are fashion, now I'm paying for decided say your motive, say you'll be more can be area. No money your partner. You treat your staff nicely. Obi be waff and the bar, Obi Yari, no. And this is even what I'm going to play. Say, go to minimum management cracker. Organizations are more freely say, more say, yes, some workers are seen here taking care of them periodically and daily. Next Care Center, we are there to help. Now the woman say state of the art. Whatever you theater, you can't yare no crown and a
crash.
And yes, I was standby generator automatically. The light be born and near then up. Once I operate you know, your security is guaranteed to the extent say power outage is there, no way. Say you see yare force if I go to male ward or female ward. But that now we'll enjoy movie. Full DSTV.
Fantastic.
What that word but we enjoy football matches, league games, full DSTV. Now we are consulting room. I will say we are consulting room. Where doctor and the BBO a digital touch, and you will really enjoy the place. About pharmacy there, don't go there. A pharmacy fully equipped with drugs.
Fantastic.
And everything is on point. This is a hospital, and they say Ghana near Santa Mani, we are seeing some. But we are open find yourself, and how go to Skabi and go baby. To make an Fakye, or there's a free in now, free in bar. The young so basically be so of a Santasi runabout. Off Santasi Road, can't I quit in trade? Could she catch a mate in an taxi driver and say, don't see second junction. Who sees second junction? There are some fitting guys, or mechanic shop. And you will see our hospital on the right. That is going filling station, first, second junction.
Yeah.
And you're right. Then you back climbing hill, the moment I'll be climbing, just 5 minutes walk, you meet the big hospital. So also now free, or bossing neighbor, and also free other side of the left side neighbor. Who see second junction, you just cross to the right side. And then whatever delivery via a how. Yeah, who are doctors, need nurses, on one tray. And just can't go here. Doctors need nurses, on one tray. Our doctor, be through your negligence, if you have a move, be one chair, and now we be treating patient be badly. Ever sanction. We are not here to joke. It is next care. We are make recommending ne. ABOU, only all your sports guys, all your management, and all the workers, and every person in Ghana, and found by the hour. And to say, more explanations. And if you say, they can do any barbershop. And if you buy a soy and a wire, you'll be honest over frame. That was 0599.
0599.
59 83
66.
0599 59 83
66.
020 93 no sorry 31
391
391
yeah 391
76 02 I'm missing a man to be 020 391 76 02. These are the numbers. So if you have any further explanations, and if you have to buy us on one year, if you want to do junction, when you call us, quickly we will be able to meet you. So we are calling for all medical hospitals around Kumasi and far and near to be referring cases to us. Now, they will be disappointed. Because my friend said, ABOU, Yes. The big hospital in the 1 month penny.
But
I am going to move you there to go and see by yourself. Then there, a bit of interview. It is not scary. So we are now person. I have the sapapa. Good doctors to take care of you. Good nurses on me pampa. To say MON-FRI. Now when you make now, ube kwa na wabada dadia. Na sabi environment no so be catch you because then American hospitals be hold through the way a horse smell this things the way what here no. We are requiring go. Now yes we are always on point.
Yeah.
And we are there calling on every Ghanaian to quickly come and register and pick a card with us. OPD services only receive you nicely. Emergency care come on. Fertility. Unless you yourself you are prepared. 1 hour I just on myself. Buy us where you come. It's the woman say, ABOU, next care. And then the free because of a beautiful be now call. Echo Pire, and then the alcohol checking systems and go baby. And then the the partner of the company.
Yeah.
Now for henceforth, what you say, the person they are checking normal history. We need them to don't go to anywhere. Next care medical center. And when it be the journey to your wellness starts here.
Mate.
She said, "You honor so maybe some here, no problem." I am ready. That is it. For sure. Yes. If you do a good easy. It means sorry, my missing number just a minute before I stand up. I'm on only for only there plus 233 599 598366. I now say plus 233 66 020 319 7602. The journey to your wellness starts na ho so beto benya hoden.
Until I know your your next care medical center. Said your journey to the wellness start here. Now, too much. Is that the next? Said me can catch on. Ya ye be do ne be call machine so mo the age man. Anointing. Poyezi weni o hawabra.
And Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Thursdays and Wednesdays.
8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Sa pepepe. Ni abwana yahwe. Etimi edi amount. Your money kokodi omo. Gomeze mrano Friday so beti omonka. Na onso awram na apom ne no wahwe. Ayeni. Na momami Taribu West in common odi edifa Peter Lufai hono. Na yene hombra na me my boys ne nhwe kakra mame. Edi Taribu West. Minim ze na asa ready a na wa ma yati kakra ne ahwe. Komo na you know di ye ne nsem na obo mode di wura mu no na yinti kakra na yenku anim ne hwe said nsem no esi etie di se eto ma pe mebo mode na ma mo atie kakra na wa hu na me ze wa palai yinti Taribu kakra
share the burden and the pains with the family that has rest upon their shoulders. For me, it's disheartening that you have Lagos State, you have Nigerian Football Association. They dropped the buck on the family. I felt in my spirit there is nothing to put your life for. That's why I say I have to shift back so that I will not implode. It's grieving. My mother passed on. I never shed tears. My father passed on in my hands. I never shed tears. Then when Rufai passed on, I had ghost pimple on my body. And every individual I'm speaking to, there was, tears of lamb rolling through my cheeks. What kind of role they have shown in Shefulue, in Stephen Keshi, blessed memory, Thompson Oliha, blessed memory, Rashidi Yekini. I will never advise even my son to put his feet for this country. Send me out. Do we have a football federation? Or do we have a football association in this Lagos State? That this hero, this soldier, this football evangelist has to be treated this way and his family. Could you imagine that the family will be crying just to solicit in within our groups to ask for money? That is madness. Look, please let me go. I don't want to pour my heart.
All right, there no here commanding no ababa betuga ye bomode de honsem no etimi e de ada on ti Taribu West no and out in common in some of the tuga sensem no ya dia arehopa baby ade Taribu ni tini so no o se na Peter Lufai ya you do baby nice yes kadema no obi o ye Nigeria omo legendary goalkeeper and omo ni so omo history mu no one goalkeeper waba
one of the if not the best, one of the best. Set 94, right?
Yeah.
And he's played for about 2 World Cups or so for the Super Green Eagles. You see, at the way, it go back to now no come na you do fear. I say I'm a Panamanian and I'm TikTok and I'm say watch us every video and then comment section. I took my time to read about 50 comments on your posts. About 99% of the people are not commenting as a time now I'm checking. Everybody was in support of Asamna na ye kan I see say Kuku. The word loyalty, it is not all times and a loyalty pays. Say would loyalty chia a combat to work. Say the day no kind. Let me borrow your word and say it. We could be in what you
idea.
Be in what you one cassa. And I am my favorite quote to be Amitaka say, take a very good care of yourself. If something happens to you today, the world will move on. Take a very good care of yourself today. If something happens to you, the world will move on. The street has no memories. Because the street now is namsono. Our memories anka Peter Rufai. He say Obi and a baby didn't want to answer a canasem. But streets in any memories in tea. A nipa bebre refi the 1 year at the ama or my anything. let's state on record. We more time now no more born and tesene. Ah, Nisikane doors on be yes, Omunya almost no more de ewum. And untina I support every player who fights for whatever is due him. Black Stars players too quiet no mobile crew have a ball. You can have whatever you want to say against them or about them. But if Penny for say players say $100,000 and we deserve then Penny for you to they deserve it and for more. Saturday now na me new definitions and come and make a say whatever money he's asking for he deserves it. Just that time and then they are wrong. Why booster time and the former them. Say one J the here the who here time now. Also one fast you. Your life fire example. Saturday now and say na wouldn't come I see. Last year by this
yeah.
The people who were you close associate and Kofoni be what and maybe a chama now TV so radio so they be a lot of for and ye way mommy about 8 months to 10 months are out in a field. So won't slow now you will not get 30% who check up.
That'll be a crime for.
Last time I said it said I walked into someone in Accra. Supposed to not correct. Black Stars against Sudan on the G. Now, because I am no more on air. Ah, and you may be not those days, and I'm a yama and then we need and then I won't from who be a cow cause I did be a young dear, you do be and cook about welcome at it. That's so some now. Terrible West Air Canal. Say straight in our memory in Yakaya. Do you know what say? Ah, you're the governor of Lagos State. Nigeria Football Federation, Nigeria buying a this is a legend of the nation. Wabe son or mine. Fanny say, Kukuatiasino. And I tell my no general, so the Fanny said, the Oye in Sikeria and also, but at least was some or mine, I will do stage be a sa one way or the other. Or mine should appreciate him. Say, but yeah, or Chinebi. Obitia, Chilakodabi, you know, Kaise, oh, with a refine a yard and also a tear simple. And there might be uncle ya, which or mine appreciating it for the services or render edema or mine. But the one, yes, I did not. A Kodabi or THD and the NFF airborne Punu say, ABI, I call Germany, I won't know Belgium, I won't know France, be on my bomb from Nigeria, mine. Could you think that's our quality? Now they are not yet a true son of the soil. Empower no the uncle woni baby a ya na wo no oyi na kuma mu so ne man empo na eduru ahohia hia bremu no o man ne dani na chima na me a yakwa mo baby a afre ni edi machi e pa me che wo se memra no. Do you think that otena bi sa asembe to me a obi be fi me? It is time we appreciate yankofo bi a o ma be som o man no aye bibi e de abo man na ma o man no ye pege o man di e de ato global map no so enye Peter Rufai nko a enye on de nko a enne ne de na aba de ka ye tikuma Ghana ha ye wonkofo bebi da omo wo sa ya wo ye ne former players ni bi di nko ma on just mo ka jero
omo cancel bebi
the crampo will believe omo believe in spiritual things I will believe says
there's no many yeah no crepa
there are people of that belief. There was this former Miru Affinity. House of Folk, not a former House of Folk, Omui. Or Yari, Ali Force, and F1, everyone, everything.
I former Zamalek player.
Zamalek.
Not a former Black Stars captain.
Former Black Stars
captain. 82 years and on the last captain or the Ghana J.
As some told, no, F1 ever.
Zamalek for.
Zamalek for and be Omega Ghana for.
Dabi.
Born or Kobo, Omega. He's a former player of them. But they appreciated everything said Debbie.
Have you Mate?
Me more obedient and fangio. But because many permission. Nancy ya, the last bay 10 years and for a Black Stars. Another I mean the 10 year Black Stars. No mujina and nimo a year Juma Eshegos Emma Joy ever in Kuku. But kwa here Nancy me nipa bi won cry. He drew baby now mumpo. And also heading or what's any kind of crash. Player now me didn't come quick. Or ball just 6 months a pet. ewo Arab nkuro ne baako so na minim enipa ote ho ma nkofo ne te say mo former player no say situation no wom say na eden it is a big name ebony this is here respectable na say dey be what TV so ahwe no respectable team na ewo Arab ho ne te say omo former player who came there scored some beautiful goals and enjoy any name by saying you know what they've done for him
away there
Omafa, they say, in the next 6 months to 1 year, he should be the African or the West African rep for club. And they gave him a seed money of £1 million.
Yeah, why? I come with the
He played for one of the biggest teams in Kuma, Edgy, and Black Stars or Bobo, but no be found. And they, oh, Bobo, now, Hemia. Maybe I will share UTV. Whatever is due you at the moment, take it. Or China Assam to a street in the memory. You will be few young Kai.
Mate, ma yane humbra, yaba pena fi abomodena, afiseno, atwa so kama peria man, yere hon, yaba periaka, ebe ramamamo.
This is sports.
TV. Akofejumedi sonkokura ede baba somo. Nia tujumedi ni din say Fakye showbiz. Ewo jumedi yisono, yene yen celebrities. Efuni ni eninti a omunimde ebe twetwe nkomo afa entertainment industry yo ho. Afa so yebema akonya ama mo bisa yen celebrities no ensema mo pese mo fufa omo ho na omo ne yen asan ache omo su.
This is sports.
Alright, Mama Kwaba be made ba Jumadi Kessian so. Yeah, na ya to asona nkoma odo na ewramu kama pe timira ma but intete so I mean shall see friend free lai bra lai abomodi akasa etimi area fa Jordan ho na ye nkono yenkuti nsema eni ye legend abomodi area tuja.
Then what matters now is minutes. At his age now, his experience, he's been in the Premier League for more than 5 years. So for me, I think he need minutes. If he can get minutes, then his national team dream will stay on. You know, talking of he is the captain of the national team now, he need more minutes. He need minutes. He should be there at least every week. He should have at least 60 minutes for him to look relevant. Or maybe if he's been called to the national team.
Itiano ye komani wabo monderia tuga onenwa eboa mani amadeda di impe timi edi emai Abdul Salam Yakubu and so edi nkomo na no dey say ohwe sere de mesi kwana efe no ebo modin eye niam the post to be etimi ema no but the position on na wa resign ade no wakasa area found na etie command e pimpa na dey jai
the reason I check right from the after the Congress I don't change anopa 13 for no and maybe my resignation let the coy. Resignation let the coy. I mean, can't once a more baby until say another room they can also connect the story. Now, the content of the letter, to say they all can and then sir, comes another personal reason, and I'm the coy. But it's only me happy with any of my decisions if they are third term or no. Now, yes, but now me have to salam if he said third term or no. Say EFP president to be a person, yeah, 2 terms, no, okay, Emma will be as a football administrator minimum. And as already even the president here was 2.5 years more to go. And the meaning.
Atiano ye command wabo modi timera to yebwa ma ne makoye kama pe timera ma bara wie ni hu se anope wie ni hu se krate bia babontia from FIFA na uram na hwa na on zampa via FIFA legal portal Accra had to folk Miami 21st August 2025 and our reference numbers name is a and ahead the no ye registration ban implementation that's the uram na dear madam dear say okay kan ko enimu a sere baba sha be kedi acho no and the bibi hia pa no e ba ba be read the third paragraph for na e jeze Accra to folk eze omu coach bi omu kokofa na ni di no ye friend Ren Hindick omu de neka omu ntwia no na eze akwa bibi onti na FIFA de time na bomu a ye se free registration years e da yenim no has intimi emmomode and talk player nene ade na emeza ade no ano edempa the emeza paragraph no in this regard we wish to inform the parties that a ban from registering new players internationally and nationally has been implemented by FIFA on the respondent, that's Accra to folk, and the registration ban will remain active until the amount due is paid and for a maximum duration up to 3 entire and consecutive registration period. So had to folk and the this tabo we know abomo de timi edi abomo na ebaba bazi ape ni uzo has for the official release aba almost statement and also can come na just no na ya any room the Accra to folk Sporting Club PLC and na omo the official statement from the Accra Heart to Folk SC dated 22nd August 2025. Accra to Folk wishes to inform its cherished supporters, stakeholders, and the wider football community of a recent communication from the FA, from the FIFA regarding the Ren Hindick matter. FIFA has confirmed the implementation of a registration ban on the club due to unresolved financial obligations, and we acknowledge the seriousness of the development and wish to assure our supporters that the management board are actively engaging all relevant parties, including the Ghana Football Association and FIFA, to resolve the matter swiftly and responsibly. And importantly, we wish to clarify that our current players' registration had been completed prior to the enforcement of this ban. Therefore, there will be no immediate disruption to our squad and competitive commitment. We understand the concern this may raise, and we appeal to our Phobian family to remain calm and united. The club leadership is fully committed to transparency, accountability, and the long-term stability of our folk. Discussions are ongoing, and we are confident that our constructive resolution will be reached. We thank you for your unwavering support, loyalty in times like this. We believe in the club's vision, and resilience means everything. Never say die, sign management. Accra Heart to Folk. The almost here no chromajatum, say BB say Koso Ane, or more no more 2 and a monabwa, Nanyama did the impay Timirama club no. And non Aquame Pariado, Acaseria fa Heart to Folk Tima Masudi Dramani Ebel de no say, and all the Atuga.
Who say, and rap, could go match in the year. I'm no more coaching about who didn't come, Madame Pa, they didn't come, and I make a chain and say, you see back pass, I'm a more loose match. Yeah. A lot of negativity will begin to come. But, my guy, concentrate, keep your focus. Because when you say, they will beat my age, keep your focus. Football, oh, wow, oh, we near. Everybody says, make a hobby. But to part my defeat in Bra, how no be a better than a way to manage this area. May can't the acquisition say, Obonas Ulusua, support a crona, Kawini, ya, or Babasu, or Bayas analysis, now also know ya, the chef of fat, and all of that, you know. Describe that same player, or even the coach, or even the leaders of the team. It's not palatable.
Eltiano, ye command wa bomb area to your woman and Macue. Because give me up, but automatically she knew about Cotoquetti and Jerega cut off for the Pandu Heart of Lions and Naniomo Kabakwa or more Antimi Ante. Special Mumrame, now Miniana, my fair for him. Now, near my day at 6 p.m. Heart of Folk ni Bibiani Ghost. I mean, the winner of this match, you know. So automatically pay calculations, you know. And now a bit
Lions have been at 3 points, so we'll have to wait for Lions last match.
Only BB go start. But they say
it depends on house
they calculate and on a because house winning now. What you talk for every Sunday match, no. Ebe live match, you know. Akobodia Babia Penny Baby Aquacotra. But as it stand crop Yakuma says, we name media a Kebema Sunday winno. Why dempa? Edi Abib. Yamre na yimram kakrem over pound out of France or Muguna and on a dasono. But I mean, what about the first department? They are more 30 minutes. Coach Karim Zito Shas changes. Now, or ye changes been idea. Abi Bedio.
Well, I can't match in a one.
Matty.
But how to book? Also, if you are banned on one.
Yeah.
3 consecutive transfer period. Yeah. So what it means is that 1.5 year, more like 1.5 year. Now, summer transfer any womb CCA, you know, the breakdown of 3 consecutive transfer period. And they say summer any womb CCA, so that is 1 transfer. You drew January transfer, that is another transfer, so it becomes the second. And then next season, summer, Japan say we need 1 year. Ban so what they about a few more 1 year, but in terms of say final transfer seasons are in a year 3, so 3 consecutive transfer seasons. So it starts from summer year, you register players. In the asset and time now, FIFA communication in the air ban. Player BR how to folk a register and even or what the connect system no or that pending in the FA connect system how to folk intimate register. Say omu register no we answer statement we ever want and the said player has been registered and take effect and cannot. But we through what the aka copy say be close a transfer only. House intimate for player be and no about one. Number 2, where the winter or the December, January transfer, and then I may have next year by this time summer transfer. These are the 3 consecutive transfers. How to book intimate and top player. Now, because over the content of and Yamana a walk cut anymore a free FIFA say I think that young clubs no a toda would pay Yamana be brave one on Tiasi or Tiasi and so intimate game. And it's part of football. A CDBR. Even our brothel clubs, because we have more times you implement and ask you more transfer ban. But most of the times, I am not and near money circumstances now, and more final almost in transfer ban, and you be at TC. Sikasema and my clubs no find almost in that period. Now, yeah, you be at TC, but who can't now limit it at the buy level? I'll be back at you say, Bruni Club at Deca $5 million, £5 million. Then you now a transfer banner. How to folk edit $150,000 are the same thing. Because financially, muscles no and almost the can't parties involved. say what dim komo or camper. They believe that how to folk air so amicably they wanted out of courtroom settlement. Not say ABOU to Yasikani in album, but at least a Canada when you're Nekau, a Canada at Chintika young for so amicably. There should be some sort of undertaking and answer MOUB and Cosby who say Sikani Yetian this way, that way, that way. Now, Boano, but Obo House of Folk are alata when we're being fire. Yeah, you see a bit ya. The Obayano, yeah. Time and FIFA, Eddie can communicate him and how to folk. Before FIFA will bring this, we could give you 14 days to make sure say obey payment. Eddie Amad the said person. And now say over finding amicably solution with any partner or in charge. But how's I yes I money how to folk and yes I money. They thought that the umbeso amoyen ometinyako and him no my. And I dear ma and you may say and they say I am privy to a conversation. Obi catch them say you see sometimes a do a while over bought a can be subo. A do a while over bought or do to subo. Over bought Kwame Pariado Hackman one wine current MD friend is saying and go a diamwa over bought almost subo. But subo ni bu a while and Crawford in Jimmy Marble and Tim McKentia. Could you know say how to folk yet here you can say if how to sign the final authorization I'm gonna call the finance department, the account department, I'm a mouth green light, you chase can unless the overall AC to it. So we are further will have to see everything before say or the authorization now also. And the certain is that Penine catch them say sometimes because of how busy or important we are for the ANT, something small, something little. Document you make my or down the desk for more than 2 weeks, no time will be. Now you see where the problem is. Ideally, Senka a club ABOU CEO no and run day-to-day activities into or what total control. On here the authorization a free throw once a year and can never be so simple near ADF floor. But this case it is not like that. Until say on here less busy. No attending to o matter and answer adena aban enye matter of urgency. Now what me go through at the soonest time. I'm approval and you might be saying NBC. Baby I do know. I think that how to folk will need management they will be on their own to run the affairs of the club when they need advice of the board not on my solicity. When they need support they go there. But at least they should have a structured management they are doing the day-to-day activities of the club. If they want to sign, if they want to sell, through the advice of the board, they can do it. But just a crater and that was presented. The amount now it wasn't even anything up to 50,000 Ghana cedis. And by whom baby it took more than 3 weeks before opening any time. I behind the desk, so I can no crown. It was calls after calls after calls after calls. And so afraid now soon, you know also utie now pay attention to in the matters of this nature. And a club administratively or more random money, but probably ABR $150,000. So one team in Triano off and the crowd. They will find a way to speak with the parties.
But I say we know how much share that because Saba could be the camera. Yeah. And almost here, and about could be so bad. And almost here, and I will so as an account. But as a MZ will see you, I'll be or they ask the other sounds of the apple.
Say, at the set, Abrabona Ebon, as them. So start to say, we just it's about to an auto sometimes. A day in which when I call 2, 3, 4, Nina, one problem to the other. It is unalive with it. And they have to find a way to deal with this. Are they a poor? And they said the Omode counter statement, Abba. Said they've done almost on registrations in the area. I think that is the only idea has ever found charity because squad no we last season. Omama be ako. So when Timmy or signings and a year impose transfer ban on you they're going to suffer. Now transfer bans bar and as a ban a bar. There are 2 ways. There are disadvantage and there are advantage. The advantage is that consistency every team. If materials they and go for, or me good, I bet me improve on qualities with technical team solid. That is the advantage in it. Consistency by year. Yeah, but season where you do general transfer. Not bad that's all. How to go no go into the market.
Or maintain away, man.
Consistency every year, man. And they've done that before. The consistency a year, man. A ball.
So own is advantage in it. Maybe you net to also see or maintain squad now. Consistency be. If you are on chamema wa ba shemu pa na iwe. But Emra Krobia Kumasi Santikoro get the first half of the day. Habiba Nyanya, but omo encho mesan confirm another signing.
Okay.
I think it's all known about 14 signing. Maybe 14 and 15. 14. Center back edema or your former Accra Lions. Nidino, your friend Musa Hamzata.
Okay.
We're joining Omo a 3 years contract. Now, every way, yeah, Shannon is a young guy, 22 years. I know Obano Babeka Kotoko center backs. And they say Oma Babe is 6. Michael Sifa. Jose Fabro, Ndongani Samba, Zakaria Fuseni, and Riensu. And I will be as it Togo TV actually brought so much Michael Sifa. As baby, could David Cluono, or Modi Abaso Mupisifa. Tibiana Sifa could win a Baba Bisham. So a young guy, you need an academy boy, new born no power, so I joined a Kotoko. But I be a first department, I was a crazy to ye changes be by force because.
Kotoko game, but when you message you on my friends here, I say, Oko Mikruma, my hene,
wow,
and we are blessed. Obrimpong crew techi the second. Obrimpong crew techi the second. Oko Mikruma Abasa, my hene. When young can say, Nana, or TV here from the start in or Nana, or Nana Michiao. Come on, last week, so you are fine. Also, that comment from Mumrana.
Never corona, a chiana, papa.
The crew, my bass, Abasa, my Nana, or Nana, no, a chow, and then you record. Commercials on Tekotoko, which is never good in common. Sum up everything together. Pre-season, no Kotoko starting you. Now, dear Yapa, and said, Obey ye, Juma. Once you want to try it, Ubeti my work in na. I am inquire another question. I think we did a yard or may yen. Now, when you have to uncle and when we no try first one now, ye. Oh, I teacher my back as a stop work. One idea was starting when the way is going to air cost 90.
Yeah, cost 90.
That is the situation Kotoko are finding themselves now. Kotoko started the preseason so well. I will be a airborne, but could you among ye tear ye and never ya a cost no top fee, ever cost 90. And the among preseason, you know why?
Are they?
Say, and a year walking into the season. Until everybody is going to judge Kotoko based on the Omuye see at the season. Until this negativity is cancelling off positives now within career. Almost 30 years now. Zito ever for man, Kakramo a season. Any preseason as or they share house or President Cap or Costa Kaiser Chief or buy or take me movie as a Kotoko born in your face. Tactics in Yedman. I'm on the internet, I'll be reading the Eva. Kuku, they're discussing about the first 45 minutes. I was horrible. Tactically, there is no game plan. There is no ideology. There's no team pattern existing between the Kotoko player because we a team and that is a worry for club or representing country or continental level. Club what the FA Cup or better no ever the Premier League and minimum Kotoko and running rate. Now we didn't come make us in which we say Kotoko no, and I keep saying how do you say Kotoko's problem has always been Kotoko. Kotoko no any enemy problem be over you. The problem is Kotoko na. One when the man started from now if it is not well managed, distraction button
escalate here, Jadam.
You name me a distraction button, you say cream, and you're from one to the other. In the second half, camera captured Karim Zito. I did not know the third player no worker, but so you saw him doing say we own the people PM. Hey, one sign now my camera capture me here. My name is production and probably I will try to get that or tell me you bet me or sing camera and capture or any bench in reacting to situation here and very furious. When you be more BM, you clearly could see that from him. And the moment these things start to generate, next I say again grounds. I am afraid because I know Kotoko. I say Kotoko no one problem on the town. Their problem and their enemy has always been Kotoko.
Mama is bro.
So who press the distraction button? He say cream. Asemaba. I hope they will manage this very well. Omuti and ye. Net was to say
the answer is also there.
Not how to focus on one.
Asemaba.
And it's disastrous for them in the season.
Bajo. The Abani.
The Abani na. Yana pre-season games no.
On shed and fanye is
shed and fanye near Massa because we've seen so many clubs are Sebi in their pre-season at all. Omutimi lose most of their games. But so Omutimi go into the main competition as the season begin here, it may turn the more at any moment in time. Of course, yes. Now we played the same game on boy against Heart of Lions in the area because ye prepare and I'm a shaka crab and some shaka. Definitely, Kotokoto 14 players. Kotokoto 14 players. Omoja most of their players are Momoko. Of recent in football center players are Asanso Momoko. Majority of your players were Momoko. Kotoko shall say that these kind of things last 2 seasons ago. So check the number of players Kotoko Momoko. Yes, last season, I said no be him say Kotoko, said Kotoko continue perform very well. Or even our Premier League. But then Kotoko players no Kotomo Bayano. Almost 60% of them did not have their fine form and I expected Kotoko beti minyomo. This is the same Kotoko. Our FA Cup, Waji Presidential Cup, or starting the pre-season, Wako, South Africa, Akoshe, Kaiser Chiefs, Toyota Cup. And most of the players no man he expected say at least the team is performing, but team there performing. So 14 new players and I said 13 players no more. If they are able to blend with the already made players in Kumasi and Kotoko, at least in Kibetima take it over. Now Kotoko team agile very well under currency too. But any sanity, I'm not kind of control. I watched Kotoko against Golden Kicks, the FA Cup final.
Yeah,
Kotoko was beaten brutally in the early first half. No two ways about that. The amount of Kumasi and Kotoko share Golden Kicks was about maturity, was about character and charisma, and the aura around Kumasi and Kotoko as one of the biggest football clubs in our country. Obio heard that FA Cup final can attest the fact that in the early first half, not a Golden Kicks most of the opportunities there was in commercial Kotoko, but even 2 goals in the early first half. I watched the same Kumasi and Kotoko against House of Folk in the Presidential Cup. Didi Dramani able to key House of Folk in chair, but per the identity and per the structure of House of Folk and mounted against Kumasi and Kotoko in the first half and even in the second half. We saw Kumasi and Kotoko say thriving not well against House of Folk. And there again, luck and the Casadema Kumasi and Kotoko win the Presidential Cup. Against Kaiser Chiefs, Kaiser Chiefs played a whole lot of minutes in their possession, just against Kumasi and Kotoko. And also be a lack in the Casadema Kumasi. So, the Kotoko FM, while you close the Kotoko team, I would do Kotoko I know very well. So with most of the players it's very difficult for them to function effectively from the starting point. It will take time. Because I watched Kotoko against Golden Kicks, I heard Kotoko against Accra House of Folk, I've watched them against Baby Gold Stars, and I've watched them against Heart of Lions. Team now comes to Air and was say up cap. Say in Kwara United, right?
Yeah.
Or Nigeria.
Yeah.
I've seen Kotoko faithful say analyze that Confederation Cup games almost Kwara United game no come down and almost next year work of Moro. That's when to me and share Kwara United. The better know what to me in the second stage. See, adaptation will need to exist in the Kotoko team. It is up to Karim Zito to make sure say under his watch the new players normal bano adaptation with my quick at the amomo. We have some players who on experience because of the experience that he have had in the Ghana Premier League. But then it is up to Karim to make sure say the environment, I'm talking about the dressing room, the training ground, and even off the field, relationship between Karim Zito and the players will exist just to make sure say the environment around Kumasi and Kotoko will be conducive for these players. So environment now conducive for them. Now Ekoban say in the last few years, in the last 2-3 years, Kotoko beto mostly about 25 players. No major, most of them kwaya umako dia. Then Kotoko, the model no model one Kotoko can't speak. Then I think say some people in the football club who are me feel say some model no model running football club say enye papa. Because there is a new players on my back. And I expect Karim Zito and I expect the IMC manager to make sure say with the help of them, all my blended players need here together with Karim Zito with Mabu here and Makotoko. Look at the money Opimiso are spending with the Kotoko team. This season only, Kotoko are spending huge amount of money in signing on players. So would you come and say, Acha or Chinana Swatchnechi, Ome announced another player added to already 13 players on assignment with this particular season. Nobody omitting they are going to the 14th. Player on my signing in this particular position.
My over twice, but I'm in corner and Kuti after the game. Come on, you know, my Dinichi Inti, Krobia Kumasi, Santa Crocoma assistant coach, you know, Comodi after Munchodino.
Point. People were expecting being in that 18-yard box. A bicycle kick could have even worked for him, but unfortunately, he headed it out as if he is the defender. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I think he got a couple of balls that I thought if he would put him in. The last minute, he had a header that he just put in the net, but it went way up there. I think the headers were two. All of them went up in the air, but we're going to work on him. The language barrier is a little bit, he's a French guy, the language barrier is a little bit bothering us, but we'll try to find a way to do it and get him going. He's a good striker.
He's a good striker. Now, in your next game, what should we expect? You are coming up against your bitterest rivals, Accra Hearts of Oak. What will be the plan?
Yeah, I think for us, we've taken this team, like this game's like a pre-season for us into the African Cup. We try to see everybody. Today, we saw the set that we brought out here. It's a totally different team altogether. We try to make everybody to play, then we know how decisions we're going to make when we go to the African Cup or the league itself. So we're not going to just give it out to House of Oak that way. You know how it is.
So you say you're going to get...
The Prince and Ono, name is all year go or Sara. Or more known is a pressure being your so my fan is a pre-season game. And I know come where you think only is a beba. Anyway, I just really a pre-season game. When you have a tremor. And Moon common on me. Name say,
okay, with the Amacrobia. My mom first has some name that I will. It is pre-season, but when my mom can't say, in India, on Mumia and Comedy.
Pajo, all the coach plays there. Say pre-season.
When you're pre-season assembly here, DIABY. We are talking about Kotoko spending huge in this particular summer transfer.
Pre-season are born in your football.
They spent huge in this summer transfer.
I tell Coach Bashir from Bra. Why? Me tell Coach Bashir for the Bra. Me tell Coach Bashir for after the game, then some of the two.
I asked you, you have not lost against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and you said that is history, but you are going to work on another game today. Today, very fortunate for you, you had to win again. Tell us about it all.
Well, I told you that we are opening a new chapter. And then when you open the new chapter, you see what is written inside. Now that we have opened the chapter and we have seen that still we are going to dominate over them for the season. And so that's the starting line. And so we thank God for that.
You had a very good game, especially in the first half. Your attacking front has also been phenomenal. You mentioned that has been your challenge since you joined the team, and you've been working on it. Did it work for you today?
Partially. I've been working on it. You know, they threw some chances away, which we are still working on. And I don't know whether they panic when they get the ball on any. So that is what I'm working on psychologically. So maybe by the time we start the league, things will change.
Coach Bashir for no. Was on the Kotoko Timo Mopa. Nezo was Teneca. I was almost say a chance to be brought so by a season in Chelsea. Na Omoisi Sakwa, another fine master tactician. Coach Bashir for Unimijuma time.
With a strong and a great evil brain.
Yeah, Unimijuma time. Time.
Yeah, you know, the bench in here, top.
Near Jesus swap top.
To solid backing.
Kotokozo, former players now, no more rain coaching. Jordan Opuku. And a near G. Jordan says, already game net to say, I did no more top players in him there. Yeah, Berquim mono, you didn't say, Chombe Baby take you over now, or my buana near Makuye, the Ammonia. Maishu, you're great.
In Subatoa.
A bebe no.
In Subatoa.
Yeah, from a decabo.
In most of the past, no, because either say Ubenya relief rainfall and also cyclonic rainfall. The air to Okotokono, we a relief rainfall. Relief, you know, the affair be leeward side. And no, Ubomu say, if a baby in so top, if a baby in so no a tonket and kitty. The air to Okotokono, pre-seasonal games the leeward side. Yeah, THA, no, may have seen very well. But then now, Kwako is a Kotoko team, no, a winning on most of the consistent matches or mobile in the pre-seasonal games. Until it's now, you need to accord them with that respect. No, I'm not tempted to believe, say, this team, say, Omobo against House of Folk, yeah. No matter how the results have been, Sekotoko draw, Sekotoko winning against House of Folk. That shouldn't be the case, and that shouldn't be the statement. The statement that I want to see from Karim Zito and the Kotoko boys, they say, making sure say these Kotoko new players will adapt to the environment, to the system of Karim Zito. Because Kotoko, our FA Cup to play, Kotoko, our Ghana Premier League to play, Kotoko, our CAF Confederation Cup. That's the most important thing. Look at the preparations that Kotoko prepare towards the CAF Confederation Cup. And what they tell me say, with this particular abysmal performance, Oba say we used to Kotoko don't go the Confederation Cup. No. Then we should forget about it. And one player, your first prelim game ever against Coral United, now he'll be free my fee. This performance is not the kind of performance Kotoko will put you up against Bibini Gold Stars and even against Heart of Lions. This shouldn't be the kind of performance. Make a listen, Obisubet Nation can say, only new players, omu here time. No. Kotoko is a demanding football club. If you were a new player and then you are coming to play for Kotoko, so when you're ready, so Obe fighting for the shirt of Kumasi and Kotoko, so I'm afraid of Kotoko and you're mad. Because Kotoko no, so Obe Shemua, a ja, and the best show. It's just like Real Madrid and Barca. So Madrid confirm player do free any other club they expect you to function off effectively. Just from the starting point. Just like Kumasi and Kotoko. Because we've seen a lot of great players from Gracie Kumasi and Kotoko. So it's only a new player. That's how fellas say Kotoko knock upon your door. That's how more for us about the mom. That's how back. That's how to be perform. Yeah, definitely. Or say Boja. And all your coach. Now before team no. That's how to be perform. Or say Boja. We've seen Kotoko under prosperity Ogum. We've seen a lot of circumstances here under the watch of Ogum. And Karim Zito came in and rescued Kotoko. I mean, FA Cup, Presidential Cup, and Toyota Cup. But currently, as you speak, the last two games I'm under Karim Zito, no. And yet, Akwako is architectural. What draw plan now with this fee? Now plan now what draw now. That whole team say plan you what draw there. But it's amazing for no every plan also. And you see down on Bebre. Sana Karim Zito born with Kotoko now currently as you speak. But the match now we can see there be Kotoko is a demanding football club. With the kind of sika opinions was spending the Kotoko, this particular summer transfer, this is not how our Kotoko supporters would love to see their football club playing against the Bibini Gold Stars and even against Heart of Lions. It is unacceptable.
Oh,
Debbie. Opens you.
Hey, advice too.
Debbie. Opens share asem kesi ato asanteman.
No, we all pre-season.
Debbie T. Asante himanda. Kotoko. Oze asante.
Uni games
no. Na keni game na
pro. Uni game am dey access yo. Has 31st August match. Champions of Champions. Omani be very good stars or dance park. No na monye. Abi, House Lion, you expected a quick one. I'm a mama friend.
As catching raise that down, I feel a real match in because the two teams have won their first games. I think we should expect quality play. I want to see two teams still switching from among usual and our first one now among the ABOU, and I want to see new players, new ideas in the game. I trust performance. I can't answer one of the coaches I respect so much. Called not being I want to see him and then Didi Dramani. What the two great managers will bring on board and
I give them a drag every day. Only reason. I say, yeah, just a live matches in the voice show. I very like mobile show.
Fine, but
yeah, but I have draw all the teams to be 4 points. Not Lions have been 3. So the final deal has a shake of Tokwa. Depending on goals, what would they make on? Now, how much is 2 Nina? And not to crack a bigger case, Allah. And can't change near my money in our pay. And to move ball. Now we move ball. Yes, Emma, Kotokosu say, hey, move a share the cup. What is what they can't give any in a draw.
Pierre can be or line up now, account, but still, I won't push 2 or more line.
Yeah, Mount or my rival and any dinner.
It's going to be a beautiful game, honestly.
Tactical nas. Oh, you want the room. Tactical nas. Shitani.
This is the boys needing come on. Which is not a mobile shaft, but I hear no. Players, now for co-anima supporters started some more coaches fans. I don't have to say players in the moment supporters no more fans. No more started the issues.
Why you really expecting that game?
DIABY, I believe that maybe the Good Stars, I think it was a big starting point for them. So maybe and even House of Folk, also a big starting point for them. But maybe it's here now. Good Stars wants to announce their, their football club. Say. Definitely, I was almost in the Gaka top 4.
To Obeshaz.
One I'm sure on board again.
Why is true?
Good Stars. Oh, say me, but when you Good Stars, my Makasai, my catches on me. Say, born now.
Oh, really? Obeshaz. And I can't question from Pomans. I mean, share house for this.
So more.
Till as always, I show.
But sometimes, football, my papa say, it did be at your pay.
And now,
Didi Draman is your one experience, well, good experience coach. I think say I have no experience in the back. As I will check Didi Draman as compared to Frimpong Manswa. I think Didi Draman is even an experience in the way you bet. In terms of telepathy, play the day. We really good stars team, and one hell of a team. So we see will be. I think say right now the very very difficult for.
Mate, my first for him. Ti wa joining an amane da so. The TNS MON-FRI. Na walu TV set and what team ni akwe nim. And no ya dia ya na eboa pa. Na oyese oye we ya na emoa me mami nya sound ni je. Ti uzo no betimi adjoin 0206 33 4747 0206 334747 0206 334646 0206 334646. Call out the kind. Odi any baby out for free. Baba Jody. Nana me too.
Aha, me say ready half the chair of the game good to get cut off for are you training Sunday.
Mate, medal nana, ma me come on him na me say menya fofra na afi akwere. Me ba odi any baby out for free.
But me say sunya.
Me ba jo sunya ne bo call there.
Boko.
Me too minua.
Pato Kate, the main part of the world, more or Moko fans on the president. Devin, away am Ghana foot. Contenders beyond what will be completing.
Mate. Mate, Ishak the name is a Liverpool no bar no beba. Why? Me fa for. Odi any baby out for free. Baba Jody.
Within the Sakolakui, Mr. Potter has a food. So for we have to and they were just 2-1. Done the measure of the Kohanet. No, go to go to wait for the African. Shakai, you come here to the Matnabo boy. O master Buta. What goes? What you do? I'm full time. You know, a 2 voices got him on with the wind you need. O master, papa. O monto.
Mate, me here, na me come on him, na me far for. Me ba do any baby Alfrefi. Call out to me nka. Hello, call out to me nka.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Man, so kakra ma me why? Call out.
Good evening.
Yeah, man, so kakra ma me patcho me to nka. Udi ni baby Alfrefi.
See what's in the say.
Me patcho me too.
Yes, kotoko dia omo ebo tumfo ka papa. And more presenters no so mo ka ho. Player bia mo say we good no ma ko to mo papa ka ne so a omo so nya hwe. Oh, Africa de mo nya. Ye nyina ko support house. Ni am nya djuma.
Ma dozo ni nya mentra. Ye da se so frɛ me fa foforo. Me ba jo di any baby Alfrefi.
But you want them Abdullah because of free assignment.
Tio. Você se aí?
Você é uma família. Quando eu tenho um filho, aí tu tio, você não me vê essa rede pamu.
Mate, me come ni na me fa foforo. Na ye hwe na enyewe. Me ba jo di any baby Alfrefi.
But you friend ko.
Sad Casavin. Sana boy call there.
Sana boy call.
Me too, minia.
Me part and I actually mention as very thinking. Banning for you know and the top of the person has a very strong.
Mate, me da se pa me hwe na me fa ba kumye bi twato ne enye pije mo. Pa jo di ani baby Alfrefi. Hello, call out. Daniel meet you.
Kotokobo no mo bone bi enye kra. Kotokopan Daniel ni eji o mo kotokopan ni enu ni. E da se munye djuma.
Mate Daniel zo da se me fa ba kun twato. Me ba cho ona twato di ni baby Alfrefi.
Indiani ni possibly a robot something. Kotokoma is not more than and yet the match you know they cross the Canadian. And certainly it's not going to be this small. Match here should be found on the African. Now is for instance to come. Now between myself and that's not my million patients to be. And yet
Mate, merase pa no so fra de ba e ba be ram no ye fan pem ne hwe na okay ma me fa di tweze me fa di twato e ba jo na twato di ni baby Alfrefi. Hello Temenka. Call out Temenka. Yeah, udini baby Alfrefi.
Yeah, ABOU ye premier ndi. Le ka se pra santi achimu konongo.
Me ba cho mi ti ominia.
Me has me but kotoko timu na yesa ni na me hunu se kumasa me central for no you musi hype kotoko timu na kotoko kulini wo South Africa but that timu na kotoko pressure mo South Africa mo timu mo masu ale ni mo to 14 ya dia di ti all the na access kotoko timu ni better there no me hunu se try ya hype timu no to the sense and so first standard na kotoko standard na wo and from that trade back up from because you need pass because that team on and a couple years that team was Madam Matiana has been unique one.
Mate, medase pa ye fan premier hwe na ye mpije mu na ye nko nyamwa sere ke no chan beba na ya ba bi nko ba ma nyamete eze mia me mame ene odu wari chemo sunya Green Light Pharmacy na wife no Madam Ajiwa Akusua na ma nyume ye chia pa na mama yako wa mame oba penyi Grace Amoatin na dodo na efre ne ama sewa ana aya na means oledi ko di nyamwa November no 7th 8th 9th November ere bo modern eje oledi kwan krakra na issue no manju eze ma meni fin di agrokra enti ya papa green light na wife no nti madam ajiwa akusuama yako na kose kafranso and the men so e beba na ya ba beta wichi na aboa mana niema ko yie pa di Mr. Nelson Balu ena me nya sankra we eze ma me no yenya transisi amanhwo so TV ni ho hwe ya ni ye ti ma nya me show ni na kose so na shede ye beba na ya ba bija na aboa mana ma ko yie da mamajo kwekwa na enko
yabi yako yenche tifu yako to fans we are on aba nyambo a against us of could be critical magic bianca na command to you yako china betina say
you know me yambo jere say I know we be as on channel pa weekend sport no nsia pepepe 6 o'clock am yetima ko si 9 o'clock am na game na yare ram ni adia ti yako obi ahwe no hu ye era masepa